Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hello, everybody. I have an announcement to make. There's two, probably five, but
5 announcements. Wow.
so the first announcement is that I am running for president of the of the I'm running for president of the United States of America, has a representative of the Kingdom of the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I am running for president because I feel like I will make a great president for absolutely nobody. So so this is my nomination, and if I was president, the first order of business is to basically just outright we my first order of business is to move everybody from certain states. The states that are going to be vacant is Wyoming, Arkansas, Rhode Island. Um, what's another forgettable state?
Let's do
Some other-
Massachusetts. It's not from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Who the fuck cares about Massachusetts? But
Me, because
Well,
a lot of people you do videos with at the moment are from Massachusetts, so you have to get.
well, that's fucking unfortunate for y'all. Fuck. But yeah,
Damn.
we're gonna be moving a lot. Like, okay, the reason why we are moving those states, there's probably Idaho. What the fuck is Idaho? Dakotas is going to be, North and South Dakota. It's going to be one big Dakota because I don't know why y'all separate. Same with North and South Carolina. They're just going to be Carolina. So we're definitely going to vacant Alabama because I'm sick and tired of Alabama just because they there. So yeah, the reason why we're moving to those states is because what we're going to do with those vacant states is that we're going to take the biggest and baddest criminals and ship them out to them states. The reason why is because all the criminals, like murderers, rapists, and everybody there who does heinous crimes, they're going to go to one of these states, and it's just going to be a wasteland where they could do whatever the fuck they want. They can even go after each other. They're just going to be there. It's going to be outlawed, and then they have to figure it out. What's going to be in those states? Guns, drugs, fucking crack, cocaine, like basically guns, drugs, and alcohol.
Wow. Alright, that's a lot to unpack.
So, yeah.
I don't know how I might just let you do all your announcements, and then I'll just give my thoughts on all these announcements. I feel like if I do this one by one, an hour of the show won't even be dedicated to AEW. It would just be dedicated to all your announcements.
Yes. And that's what is going to happen in the states. Plus, Alaska is going to be part of Canada. I don't give a fuck. So, my other announcement is that I might hold on real quick.
Is this announcement number 2?
Yes.
Oh my god, it was all one announcement? Wow, you went.
Announcement number 2 is that what's the okay. Announcement number 2 is that I have officially broken my own record of having the longest fucking show in my own history. Because this is crazy. The reason why I want to make this announcement is because I am proud and not proud of myself, because it shows how much of a life I got. So I used to have my whole history of doing call fest and shit like that, I never had like a show that's damn near 3 hours long, almost 3 hours long, because the longest show I've ever did. I'm gonna talk about it more once we get to the plugs and that shit, but this shit was crazy. So yeah, that okay. That wasn't really an announcement, but that was just something that I just want to bring up. But the
Okay.
main announcement I just want to say is that we have to move the rundown again to October because there's a lot because real life is always in the way, which it doesn't bother me because it shows that the reason why it doesn't really bother me is because it shows how much of a life we got outside of this stuff, which is good because at least we got some other shit we do
Mm.
that's you know something we enjoy or not enjoy or both. So yeah. And the fourth announcement is that I'm going to go on a hunt to find Owen a girlfriend.
All
He needs
right.
someone in his life. He has no life anyway.
There you go.
But
I
yeah,
didn't expect
so,
that was going to be an announcement. We'll get into that later.
it's really not an announcement. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. How did you even know I didn't even have one? But oh, we'll get to that later. But that's not good if you only. Cause it's not like I ever brought it up, so
I just assume.
that's not good.
It's really not. But yeah. Those are my announcements, and yeah,
You said you had 5. That was like 4. What's the 5th one?
I can't count. Okay.
Okay, that's an announcement. That's 5. So, all right, let's unpack all these announcements right here. We'll start with number 1. Obviously, that you're gonna run for like president and stuff, and like moving all these states. Okay, so let's see if we can. I feel like I should have done that one at the end because that's a lot to unpack. So yeah, I'm all for you running for president. Until I heard what your plan is, I like some of these plans. I don't know if I love them, but I like some of them. I would have to register to vote first, obviously, so that way I could vote for you. Because then I couldn't even vote anyways. But yeah, I would definitely, it'd be good to get a brother in there. I mean, I know we already had a brother, in the White House at one point, but it'd be good to have. You'll be the second black president, in the history of the United States. So we have to get some love in there because I don't think. I don't even know. I think other African Americans have won, but but I don't know. I didn't really follow. I'm not a history person, but
The thing is, we have an African American president, but like we never had a nigga president.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I should have used the N-word pass there, but
Nah.
I didn't really. I felt like brother was, but anyhow, yeah. Let's unpack all the stuff you plan on doing. So you're gonna move states.
I'm gonna move everybody who's in that state to like other states so we can have the one state just deal with the bullshit.
Yeah, I do like the idea of merging the Dakotas and the Carolinas. The Carolinas you might struggle with because I don't know if you've ever driven, but South Carolina is a big ass state. Like that's a big state, by the way. But I'm not completely against it because there's been times I've been to South Carolina. And I'm like, I didn't even realize it because I was still in North Carolina type of thing. And, like, my aunt had to tell me once, like, oh, and we were just in South Carolina. I was like, no, I was like legitimately on my phone watching listening to a podcast, and I didn't even realize we drove through South Carolina type of thing. Because it just happens, it comes up so quick. But it's such a big state if you drove through it. I had to drive to Florida once. That's a story. Well, I didn't drive obviously, but like, we were someone else was driving, and. Yeah, it's not that bad. But we did it all in one day too. The second you hit South Carolina, it's like the longest state to drive through. So you may have trouble merging the Carolinas together. I don't know how the hell you're gonna do that because then it all becomes one big state. And again, I do wonder if you break the foundation of of America type of thing because like everyone's been so used to so long having 50 states. How many states would we have? Like would it be down to 48 if you're merging 4 states pretty much? So
47 because Alaska is gonna be part of Canada.
I don't think Alaska's a state though. I thought that was like a U.S. like territory type of thing.
No, it's not. It's an actual state, apparently.
It is. I thought that was a territory. That just shows you how much I don't know geography, right there.
Jesus Christ, have you not been to school?
I have been to school, but I just never thought it was important to learn the states. I will tell you this story. Again, this is gonna be no one's gonna hate us. We want to hit the legacy of Spock right here, but I think one of my history teachers, like in the beginning of the year, had us make a map and had us put all the states of where each state was and all that type of stuff. And she had us do us one in the beginning of the year, once in the beginning of the year, and then once at the end of the year. And now typically if you do something in the beginning of the year, you're worse than when you do it at the end of the year. I was the opposite. I did worse at the end of the year than in the beginning of the year. That's how much I did not learn the states. I don't know. I think I put one of the states in the wrong places and all that type of stuff. So
oh my God.
Yeah, so yeah, I can't run for president. I don't even know where the states are. So
motherfucker's gonna go to fucking Michigan, but he ends up in Alabama. What the fuck?
Didn't you say you? I think you got rid of Alabama too, didn't you? That's not a state anymore. I think you just completely got rid of it, type of thing.
Man, we going to.
I think we're down to like 46. I think we're down to like 46 states.
There's 2 states I would just remove: Alabama and Florida, because Florida's a different You know what? Florida's a country. I don't give a fuck what anybody say.
Hey, Chelsea Green thought it was a country if you watched Raw a few weeks ago. So
because it is, she's right.
But anyhow, lads. So then you're talking about you're gonna send all of the criminals. What did you say to all these states where they wouldn't be states anymore? They just be on their own land, type of thing. I actually like that idea. I want there needs to be like a legitimately reality type show where you just see all the criminals to see what they're doing type of thing, like a documentary series. I would like to see how that happens. You essentially want a purge over there, by the way. It's a purge forever for them. It's not like a 24-hour type of thing. It's a forever purge. Like that's awesome.
Nah, they gotta figure it out themselves, bro.
Now, how do you deal with like criminals though that aren't like minor criminals? They just got they didn't pay the pocket ticket. Like they went too long without that type of stuff. Because those are criminals, but they're not like murderer type of criminals. Do they kind of like are they?
Okay, they are gonna have a special occasion. They might be sent to Hawaii and figure it out. Maybe, but with them, so I might use them as test subjects.
Oh my gosh! Oh no!
Okay. So for those who has parking violations or speeding tickets and not paying them or whatever, they're gonna get sent to Michigan.
Okay. So is Michigan a state? In your
Michigan is a state.
Okay.
Michigan is going to be a Motor City state. It's a Motor City. So what we're going to do is send them to Michigan, and they have to learn how to drive again.
Okay.
But here's the catch.
Oh, there's a
the
catch.
only water source they're gonna have is the Flint, Michigan water.
Is that good or is that bad? I guess that's not a good thing if it's the catch.
No, it's not, because if you ever know about Flint, Michigan's water, it's fucking crazy.
Okay. Now what do you do with people that are like illegal type of thing? They're just not legalized. Like they're technically illegal type of thing. Like they're not technically supposed to be in this state, but they're not really committed like a crime type of thing. Are they safe here?
They get sent to New Mexico.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know why, but
this is a lot of stuff here. And I could care less about what happens with Alaska. That's a cold state. One of my sister's friends just went to Alaska recently, and I'm just like, what are you doing going there? Like, you can't do anything there. It's too cold to do anything. Like, it's just like, all right. Then what else was on your little thing right there? I think that's everything, right? You're just gonna send all the criminals. I guess that's pretty much everything right here. Now, do these criminals have access to do the crimes that they committed? Like the Boston Bomber type of thing? Does he have access to do the stuff that he committed? Because, he's basically useless if he can't do any of his crimes type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Once you get sent to, one of those states, anything's legal.
Okay.
Guns, knives, bombs,
Oh my gosh,
drugs, fucking. They can do whatever they want. They just gotta figure it out.
yeah.
We're gonna like once we ship them there, we're not gonna say anything.
Now what
They gotta
happens?
figure it out.
Now what happens if there's like somebody like you or me have to do like a flight there type of thing? Like, we have like say like not necessarily we have to fly there, but say like we have like a point where we have to like it's a double stop flight where we have to stop at one of these places. Are we basically like do we basically have to like are we basically in the purge also? Like we have to just like
We ain't stopping there. We're going through that some bitch, bro.
Or what happens if you have to drive through there, like to go to another state? Like,
you better learn. You better find a detour, my friend.
oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, we're screwed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would not do well having to deal with any of these people. Obviously,
If we
maybe
know
like
if we know how to go under a bridge, we're gonna. If we gotta like a tunnel to go underneath the state, we might have to do that. If we gotta like go, if we have to reroute Siri for a different area just to go around it, then there.
oh my gosh, this is like
The safest way to do it is by flying.
this is some
Because
underground. This is some underground railroad type stuff right here that's going on.
Oh God!
Why did you end with this? We've been spending because I don't even remember what was your second announcement. I forget what it was. Oh, the fact that you did the longest like wrestling show ever or whatever it was. So
I'll get to that later.
Okay.
But
because I think I've trumped you, by the way. Last year, I'll just say it now. Chris Dodd and I did like a 6-hour wrestling show covering the current state of WWE. Like it was like right after Vince retired, right in the beginning stages of the Triple H era. So because I wasn't doing WWE Aftershock or AEW Spark Weekly because I didn't have the time to, and we were trying to do this video, and we finally did it. I think we recorded the video. As you know, producer man doesn't love always to upload my stuff when I want them uploaded. But we recorded the video like after Extreme Rules type of thing, and we just spent hours talking about what we wanted. And we got most of the stuff we wanted. We didn't get everything, but we got most of the stuff we wanted. Obviously, that video is very dated now because we didn't fucking envision that Vince McMahon was going to be weaving his way back. But that's a different story of itself. So yeah, there you go. That's announcement number 2. Announcement number 3. Yeah, the rundown that sucks. It's James and I's fault that it has to move because James had WIW recording Sunday, so it was going to get moved to Wednesday. But then Wednesday, I have to help. Close the pool. And my grandfather and I, that's the only day we can close the pool, really, because we have to get that closed sooner rather than later, type of thing. And it was either we do it. Well, you're gonna see this Wednesday. It was either we do it today or we do it yesterday. Because and Spock we needed to get done this week, so it was. And I'm really sore today because I've been lifting. I didn't lift it myself, obviously, as you can tell. But my uncle and I had to lift like a elevator like 3 times. Actually, really, I don't even know how many times. We had to lift it on and off the truck a few times, and yeah, I'm just really sore. I didn't really feel like doing that today. It was just not happening. So, I figured I'd just chill, do Spock today, and because this was supposed to be done Monday. This was gonna be recorded Monday, but I got called into work like extremely last minute type of thing, but that's that happens. And then announcement number 4. I didn't think I was gonna be part of these announcements right here. That you're gonna try to get me a girlfriend. I don't even know what more I can say about that because obviously I had like a pretty much immediate reaction right there type of thing. Like, again, it's not good. I never even mentioned my relationship status with you, and you basically assumed it, and you got it exactly right on the dot type of thing. It's just like, it's just,
That's funny shit.
Yeah, I guess that just has to happen type of thing because, let's just say I have so much time on my hands. As you can see, I'm doing freaking 4-hour podcast a week type of thing. And maybe that's how you know, because obviously I'm doing so many shows. It's like, this dude's got nobody going. He's got nothing going on in his life type of thing. So it's like,
man, this guy.
I just have too much time on my hands type of thing. So it'll happen. I think Actually, I was just praising Mass a little bit, but if you went to Mass, you could see there's not really a lot of James will tell you there's not a lot of options in Mass when it comes to woman sometimes. It's kind of like sometimes you have to just kind of pick. Plus two, I also really didn't really have an interest of getting into a relationship until it was too late, type of thing. Now everyone that's around, every time there's somebody around, they're always taken. So it's like, oh, I screwed that up.
God damn, why the fuck you got bored? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think about sometimes. So it's like, it's up. Oh, and sometimes I don't try hard enough, type of thing. I actually sometimes too. I get like a moment of relief. I'm like, well, there you go. Once I find a reason, I don't have to try hard enough. I'm just like, it's out of my hands, type of things. But and then obviously number 5 is that you can't. Obviously number 5 that you can't count. I think it probably made that obvious before in other recordings that we've done, type of thing. So. Yeah. But anyhow, yeah, look at that. We just spent 20 minutes not even talking about anything. I don't really think we talked about anything wrestling related. We just talked about what you're going to do as president for like...
You want to talk about wrestling? Because I could tell you about what happened during the week of... this is week 38, right?
Yeah, it's week 38.
Alright, so I could tell you what's been going on week 38 in the history of professional wrestling. So,
well, I think usually don't I usually cover the show first and then you cover what happened, or do you want to just get that all out of the way now?
Do this, yeah. I kind of want to kick that out of the way just to make things interesting.
All right, let's do it.
So 1993. Well, this is September 20th, 1993. Shinya Hashimoto attended the Great Muta's 400-day reign as IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
Which was the longest title reign in history at the time.
Yeah, because Okada's
19. Yeah, fucking Okada, fucking John Cena. But 1997, WWE presented the first ever exclusive UK pay-per-view, one night only, which is pretty interesting. 1997 again. ECW had a as good as it could get a pay per view in Philadelphia, which had what the fuck? Anyways, so what has happened? 1999, on an episode of Raw's War, the Rock and Sock Connection defeated The Undertaker and Big Show to win their second tag team championships. 2004. Christy Hemme announced as the winner of the first ever Raw Diva Search.
Okay.
Who the fuck cares about that?
I really didn't. I didn't really pay attention to most of that one, so.
2005, Bobby Lashley makes his WWE debut televised against Simon Dean, and I want you to guess who won that match.
Isn't that the match where Simon Dean has like all those cheeseburgers and he said he was going to eat all those burgers if he lost?
I guess.
I think that's what. I think that was at No Mercy too, which is pretty. Because they're doing No Mercy this weekend. So
2013, Ring of Honor Death for Dishonor 11, I believe. Adam Cole defeated Michael Elgin. Adam Cole defeated Michael Elgin to win the vacant Ring of Honor World title.
There you go.
Oh god. 2015, WWE United Champions took place in Houston, Texas. In the main event, Seth Rollins retained the WWE title over Sting because Sting got fucked the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Tim was, forced to retire, marking his last match in his legacy career. But we know that didn't last long because he ended up becoming New Jack Sting, with him jumping off shit in AEW. And for September 22nd, I'm gonna run down this shit fast. So what the fuck? So what's a good one to start? Okay, none of this fucking matters. I need something interesting. 1997, in WCW, former American football player Bill Goldberg made his debut on Nitro So this was his day. So Friday, September 22nd, 2013. No, 2023. That's about to be his anniversary of him debuting. That's crazy.
There you go.
So what else happened on this wonderful day? Thanksgiving happened with oh, Triple H defeated Robert Down for the World Heavyweight title in Unforgiven 2002 as the, also the main event of the show was Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship that ended in a double DQ.
Yeah, I know.
Because both of them don't want to listen to the official, which is funny as shit, man. 2017, a Ring of Honor death before Dishonor came from Las Vegas. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin took the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against the Young Bucks. 10 the main events saw Cody Rhodes pin Minoru Suzuki to retain the Ring of Honor World title. What in the fuck? I did not know that happened.
That might have to be a retro someday.
Oh shit! I didn't. This nigga Cody Rhodes beating Minoru Suzuki. What the fuck?
I assume it wasn't a clean win, obviously, because I think this is heel Cody Rhodes. So
yeah, this has to be heel Cody. That's September 23rd, in Unforgiven, 3 title changes happened, which one of them is Christian pinning Edge for the Intercontinental title. Rhino taking the what the fuck? Rhino taking the WCW United States Championship from Tajiri. What the fuck? Wait.
This is
what the fuck?
This is the invasion storyline. Not a lot of it makes sense, so we just have to go with it.
What the fuck? What? Rhino winning the WCW United States Championship. What the fuck? From Tajiri? That is so. Kurt Angle forcing Steve Austin to tap out to the angle lock to win the WWF. What the fuck?
Well, because 9/11 happened shortly before this, I think. So.
Oh yeah. Well, this was September 23rd. So.
Yeah, 9/11 happened.
After.
Yeah, it was days after. Like.
I get it. That's crazy, and the event itself was remembered to have one of the worst matches ever.
Oh, was this? Let me see.
Brothers of Destruction taking on against a former tag team champs Chronic. That's crazy.
They don't need the plug, but Wrestle Talk did like a watch along. They do like a watch. I haven't watched any of them yet, but I know they do it. They do like watch alongs of like the worst wrestling matches ever. This is one of the matches they've done a watch along to. So
that's crazy.
Because
2010. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say because I think Tempest hasn't seen a lot of these matches because he didn't get into wrestling until like 2008, and the only wrestling he really goes back and watches is like what in his era, and then like the New Japan era and stuff. So he just he's seeing some of these bad matches he's seeing for the first time, and that was one of them.
Shout out to Tempest.
I like Tempest.
Fucking homie, bro. Yeah. 2010, Amazing Red defeated Jay Lethal by pinfall in his hometown of New York to win the X Division Championship for the 3rd time. That's crazy. 2013, Monday Night Raw featured. Oh nah, this was the 11-on-3 handicap match.
Oh yeah,
between the Shield and Team Raw. That is out. It featured Daniel Bryan, Darren Young, Dolph Ziggler, The Usos, Justin Gabriel, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, RVD, Titus O'Neil, and what the fuck is the why? I forgot why that match happened.
Yeah. First time Roman Reigns was ever pinned in WWE, and believe it or not, guess who pinned him? It was Jey Uso. So
yeah.
And then it came back. Then it came back around later because this year Jey Uso was the first one to pin Roman Reigns in I think they said 4 years.
Yeah. 2020, cuando Bumper edition of AEW Dynamite, Eddie Kingston challenged Jon Moxley for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. With this, Orange Cassidy put up against Brody Lee for the TNT title. Both challenges were unsuccessful.
Do you remember, though, this just shows you the talent of Eddie Kingston. Because it was originally supposed to be like a 6-man tag match. It was supposed to be, I think, Moxley, Will Hobbs, and I think Darby Allin versus Team Taz and Eddie Kingston. But Lance Archer tested positive for COVID, so they had to change the main event, and they had to change it to Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. Do you remember Eddie Kingston in one night sold this feud as if they've been feuding for like years? He comes out and cuts that epic promo about how Jon Moxley abandoned him and everything like that. Right. And even the biggest thing I remember that he says here is, "Get out here, Jon Moxley, you sports entertainer," and just the face-off they have when they go face-to-face. It's truly wonderful.
I love that feud so fucking much.
I know.
I was kind of sad that Eddie lost the match, though. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, it sucks too, because it was one of those things, like, you knew Eddie wasn't gonna win because, if you remember, Kenny Omega wins the World Title Eliminator Tournament that year, and you basically knew once Kenny won that tournament, there was no shot. Eddie Kingston was winning the belt pretty much, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I love Eddie Kingston. That's my fucking boy. Shout out.
Well, he's gonna get more love on this show. So.
Oh God, bro. But yeah. So that's what's the history of this week of the days that Dynamite, Rampage, and whatever happened. So yeah. So shall we start off with? Shall we start the actual Spark episode?
I know, yeah. I mean, this is probably what you love about me doing this show. I don't think Noah would let you go off this tangent for like 30 minutes. I think Noah, yeah, Noah's gonna like watch this episode of Spark and he's just gonna be like, "What are you guys doing what are you doing in my show? This is not the legacy of
dude. This is not Spark. What the fuck you doing?"
I'm gonna send him this episode, and he's gonna hate. He is gonna hate us so. I feel like he's gonna come back and be like, "Okay, I gotta take back over the show now." Like you guys are going way too off topic and all that.
You guys are tainting my name.
But anyhow, yeah, we're gonna do AEW. This is gonna be a long show because we have 3 shows to cover as normal, but one of them this week's 2 hours over how it normally is. I don't know how long we're actually going to spend time talking about it. Probably more than we would, obviously, just because obviously it's a longer show, but yeah, we'll get into that. This was the Grand Slam episode of AEW. They kept hyping it up this week, the most important Dynamite and Rampage all year, I guess, and the biggest show up that they have, obviously because they do it in a stadium and everything like that, so... yeah, we're going to start with Dynamite portion of it. I don't know what day it took place because I didn't write the date down in my notes. Just since it's... I'll just say this.
I actually got the day.
Oh, yeah, because you just...
talking about, yeah, so Dynamite was September 20th.
Okay. I thought so.
Yeah.
And then... yeah, so yeah, Dynamite was September 20th. The commentary team was Taz, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. I thought they did very well on commentary, as they normally do. They had a nice intro. They just basically hyped up all the matches that were going to take place on this show. And then it opened right up with the title versus title match. It was New Japan Strong Openweight Champion Eddie Kingston putting his title up against... ROH World Champion Claudio Castagnoli. Ian Riccaboni was on commentary for this match, since he's like the Ring of Honor guy and all that type of stuff. I thought he did well on commentary. I think I've said this before, though. I thought they had way too many people on commentary in the first match. I feel like I never like when they do a 4-man commentary booth. I think it just never works out. I think it's just way too many people talking and all that type of stuff. I think they should have swapped out Schiavone probably for Ian, at least for the first match, and then had Schiavone come in afterwards, but it is what it is. That's the way they chose to do it, but yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of them doing 4 people at once on commentary. I'll have you give your thoughts on that once I cover the match and everything like that.
All right.
But yeah, the match starts out. They did the very big hype where they show both competitors backstage. and Claudio Castagnoli was training. And it was really funny because Wheeler Yuta was backstage, and he just randomly decides he's just gonna kick Wheeler Yuta like right in the chest, pretty much. He just he was like stretching and all that type of stuff, and then he just like kicks him right, he knees him right in the gut, like out of nowhere type of thing. And Wheeler Yuta was kind of useless. He couldn't really help him much ringside or anything like that. But we had the match. They did a very good hype here. I don't know where Eddie Kingston was, by the way, because Claudio Castagnoli comes from the locker room. Eddie Kingston looked like he was in like the lower parts of the arena and all that type of stuff. I don't know where he was, but he was somewhere where he was able to access the stage really quickly. But like
the man was in the trenches, bro.
Yeah, that's actually what he was. Like, but yeah, Eddie Kingston got a tremendous pop here. Everybody loved Eddie Kingston. And everybody pretty much hated Claudio Castagnoli. He does get, I don't think they hated him, but he just wasn't Eddie Kingston. So that's why I think, he gets booed heavily on this show.
Plus, it was in Eddie Kingston's hometown, so.
Yeah. And yeah, the match starts. And they both just stare at each other intently. They don't really lay into each other with any punches or anything like that. And Eddie Kingston just starts firing away and obliterating Claudio Castagnoli with chops and punches and all that type of stuff.
It's cold, but I'm not pull up.
Yeah, that's what he did. And then Claudio Castagnoli fired away with a few uppercuts. He had a really great response. Eventually, he hits a vicious gut-wrench superplex, driving Eddie Kingston onto the stage and all that type of stuff, and he just destroys Eddie Kingston there. And he throws him into the steps, because the ramp on the Grand Slam shows went directly towards the ring. It was an old ECW style ramp, pretty much.
I loved it.
Yeah. I love it too. I always feel bad when it's a battle royal though, because if you remember, a big rule is if you land on that ramp in a battle royal, you're eliminated. So I bet the wrestlers hate it when they have to do like a battle royal type match.
You know what's funny about that? So in Fire Pro, right?
Okay.
So what's funny about that is that usually in Fire Pro, when you get thrown on there. Okay, so there's an arena called the Spike Dome, which is basically the fucking Tokyo Dome. That arena has like the same ramp where it's like connected to the ring. If you get thrown on there, you're not eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, hold up. I think it was either in Fire Pro or it was in VPW 2, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. If you get thrown on the joint, you're not eliminated because you're not on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with that. But anyway,
both, but yeah.
Continuing, Claudio just destroys Eddie Kingston throughout the rest of the matchup. He hits a really good head scissors where it just you thought he was gonna break Eddie Kingston's neck. He hits another vicious gut-wrench suplex in the ring, and then eventually at one point, Claudio Castagnoli hits a vicious uppercut at Eddie Kingston, but he just doesn't have any effect on him. He's pretty much just asking he's pretty much asking Claudio to hit him. And eventually he just goes low. He does a low blow while the ref's back's turned. So he still cheated to get the advantage and all that type of stuff. He gets a half crab on Kingston, but he gets to the ropes. Eddie Kingston mounts a comeback. He hits vicious chops. At first, they don't have any effect on Claudio. And what he does is Eddie Kingston just lays him out with a right hand from out of nowhere. Like, it completely took Claudio by surprise and all that type of stuff.
He clocked him. That shit was funny.
Yeah. They redid their Supercard of Honor finish where Eddie Kingston got a roll-up and then Claudio reversed it. But this time, Eddie Kingston kicked out. But he turned it into a sharpshooter, which was nice. And then at one point, Eddie Kingston, Claudio had been working on his hand, and I think Claudio was going to go off the second turnbuckle and stomp on his hand, but Eddie Kingston turned over, so that way his hand wouldn't be like, it would pretty much be underneath the turnbuckle, so that way Claudio couldn't stomp on his hand. It pretty much was going to be impossible for him to land on his injured hand, so instead Claudio just stomps on his back. It has to do like a double stomp to his back, so I like that. And then eventually, Eddie Kingston hits the 3 Erica spinning back fist in a row onto Claudio.
Your kids.
Um,
Yes.
and then I believe he wins the match finally with like a T-bone
Powerbomb.
suplex. Huh?
I believe he won it with a powerbomb.
You are correct. Yeah, he won it with a power bomb, and Eddie Kingston wins the match. Claudio does get a nice knee fall in where he hits the arm cradle power bomb himself, which was nice before that. But yeah,
Ricola bomb.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Eddie Kingston wins the match. He becomes a double champion. He's now the New Japan Strong Openweight and the ROH World Champion. And he finally gets what he wanted. He finally, he gets the handshake from Claudio Castagnoli. He shakes his hand. They show, I say, respect to each other, but you can just tell the respect still isn't there. I can tell, but you could just tell, that there was something there. And Eddie Kingston does do a really nice exclusive. It's on AEW's YouTube channel where he even mentions, by the way, that, typically back in the day, he would have pretty much flipped Claudio off and all that type of stuff. But he said that, the reason that all this started was because Claudio didn't shake my hand, so he wanted to be the bigger man there, pretty much. So in a way, I feel like Eddie Kingston showing Claudio respect was one last F you to Claudio, in a sense. I like to think of it that way anyways. And then, they did continue the exclusive, but we'll talk about that when we break down Collision. But, yeah, I thought this match was great. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought this was a really great match these two put on together. I'm really happy they went with Eddie Kingston because I was really getting worried type of thing because I think Claudio did an interview a few days before where he mentioned that he always wanted to win a New Japan championship and stuff, and he said that, he always wanted to work New Japan and stuff, and he never really got the chance to, so I'm like, oh no, now that he said that, I think he's winning the belt type of thing, but no, that's not what happened. They gave it to Eddie Kingston. I think this was the right decision. And I was pretty much a man of my word. I said that I would subscribe to Honor Club if Eddie Kingston won the ROH World Title, and I didn't do it right afterwards because but I did it like after Rampage and all that type of stuff. It was really hard though. Like you had to, I think you had to say like what was the benefactor of like what you paid and all that type of stuff. I didn't realize you had. I thought you could just leave that unfilled and all that type of stuff. But I was like trying to like type stuff in. I was writing like what my bank stuff is and all that type of stuff was. But I guess you could have just left that unfilled. But whatever. It was impossible pretty much. It's like they didn't want my money type of thing. But yeah. All in all, this match was awesome. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought it was a great match, and I love the fact that Eddie Kingston won. Obviously, there's an unfortunate thing about this. I think because Eddie Kingston's going to be doing all this stuff, and he's all banged up and stuff, he's not going to do the indies anymore, which is why he pulled out of an indie show recently where he was supposed to defend his Strong title. I think Eddie Kingston will still obviously work the ROH and New Japan shows, but yeah, him doing indies is... I think it was the 5 Wrestling is what he pulled out of. So, yeah... I'm not going to, argue against Eddie Kingston not doing indies anymore. The guy, he's going to be working essentially three wrestling promotions at once. I can understand totally. And the guy's banged up, obviously. He's been wrestling for years, and he deserves to have some rest. But, yeah, how did you feel about the 4-man commentary booth? How did you feel about this match? Were you happy Eddie Kingston finally got his moment? And how do you feel about Eddie Kingston not going to be able to really do the indies now anymore and stuff?
Usually... when shit like this happens, I usually just, just cheering and just be like all happy and shit. But for this moment, I was really happy to the point I couldn't really just scream out. I was just nodding my head, smiling. Like, yes, he finally did it. He finally became a world champion. Like, because, when you have a massive pop, you're just like, oh my God, yeah. But me, I was just smiling and nodding, just taking it all in, like, damn, he actually did it. He finally, like, put his past away. And, yeah, like, I was just really happy for him, bro. Like, finally, he get a chance to bury one claw. He get a chance to bury one skeleton, and he could finally just rest. He could finally stop being filled with anger and all that. he finally put away one guy that he really wanted to fuck him up. So he finally accomplished that, and now all it is what's next. But about the 4-man commenting, three was already enough. And now to have fucking 4 niggas in one booth, no, bro. I don't want that. I don't want to hear more voices in my fucking head, bro. No. Two is the best. Three. Okay. I'm kind of used to 3 commentators by now because of fucking like WWE and all that. But I can't do 4, bro. No. One of y'all had to go. One of y'all have to get the fuck out right now. Like, come on now. But yeah, the match was really good. I actually dig it a lot.
Yeah.
Especially because it's my boy Eddie Kingston in the ring, so I have to be biased, But yeah. So there was an Easter egg that I found out during the whole match.
Oh yeah.
And the Easter egg was this. If you notice, if you're like a Puro fan, like a Japanese wrestling, if you notice the attires they was wearing, it's basically the attires of a very fucking epic feud. Eddie Kingston, he was wearing he was wearing black and yellow with the yellow stripes be on the side. And yeah, that is a reference to Kawada. So he's the Kawada. And Claudio, he was wearing green and white, and the way his pattern is on stuff. That is a reference to Masawa. So, for those who knows your Puro, that them 2 people are Masawa and Kawada had a crazy ass feud. They had crazy ass matches in All Japan. So this whole match was a reference to that rivalry between Masawa and Kawada, and I approve heavily because I love me some good Puro shit. So
yeah, definitely.
that was fucking awesome. Just to see.
Yeah, and Eddie Kingston now. I think this was his first world title win too. I didn't really mention that. I don't know if it actually is because I don't know what they consider the New Japan Strong Openweight title because that's something I guess that's a world title also just because. But
not necessarily, but that's just the thing is with the Strong Openweight title, it's not necessarily a world title. It's more of an openweight, but I swear, New Japan be making things complicated.
I know, yeah.
So in New Japan Strong, it's like their top belt for Strong, but it's not a world title. It's an open weight. Even though me personally, I would have had their top title be the New Japan US belt.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And I'm not trying to have a feud with other Puro fans because they could suck my dick. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, okay, this is technically his first world title. Like, you could say, like, he did... Hold on, let me check this. Because he did... I think he was the first ever... Chikara champion.
Okay.
Let me actually fucking no. I want the fucking promotion, you dickhead, not the wrestler.
But anyhow, I still think it's cool. Anyways, that's not really a belt that ROH would really put their title on. And I think the closest we've had for someone like an Eddie Kingston that looks like him and all that type of stuff is
okay. Oh, my bad, but yeah. But yeah, Eddie Kingston was the first ever Chikara Grand Champion.
Okay, that's cool.
And he held it for 924 days.
Oh my gosh.
This nigga was a menace.
Yeah, like you don't think Eddie Kingston, because of his promos and stuff. I think too, it's cool anyways. He has the ROH World Title because that's not something that typically somebody of Eddie Kingston's style would win a title like that. Typically the ROH World Title would always be put on like the best actual professional wrestler, and
I mean, they did had Homicide.
That's true. Yeah,
which is fucking awesome in my opinion.
And Eddie Kingston mentioned too that he paid tribute to all of his friends like Loki and I think there was one more. Yeah, all those people.
No. Was it? No.
There's another guy. There's another guy that he's friends with that passed recently. It was also for him too. I forget his name, but
I think it was Victor or some bullshit.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Hold on, it was some nigga with a V in his name. That's the best way I could say it.
Yeah.
It was because I know I'm near. I'm not. Fucking okay. Yes, Homicide. That's one. Xavier,
there it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was awesome. Now I know you don't do star ratings, but what would you give like a rating to this match? Whatever rating you want to give this match.
I give it a 4.
Oh, there you go.
The only reason why I give it like an actual star, an actual answer because I'm biased because of Eddie Kingston. That's my boy.
There you go.
I have to be biased,
So then we have a couple segments here, a breakdown. First, it shows footage of Roderick Strong in the hospital, and the Kingdom are checking up on him. They're standing by his side and all that type of stuff. And Adam Cole finally comes to visit. I think they mentioned this was the first time he actually came and visited Roderick Strong in the hospital. And Roderick Strong's still looking for Adam. He can't find him. And Adam's just like, dude, just open your eyes. Like, I'm right here. And that's exactly what he does. And Roderick Strong's really happy to see Adam Cole. And the Kingdom are really happy to see him because, they haven't been Adam Cole hasn't been standing by Roderick Strong's side, since this has happened. He's been in the hospital like a week, I think they said. And this is the first time Adam Cole has really been there. I don't think it was obviously earlier today. I think this was filmed a few days ago type of thing. And then the Kingdom say they have to leave because they have to get to Grand Slam because they have a tag team match coming up, which we'll get into later. And then Adam Cole's checking up on Roderick Strong. And right when the Kingdom leave, pretty much, Adam Cole says that he has to go because he has to help MJF get prepared for his match with Samoa Joe and all that type of stuff. And Roderick Strong says, "You're already leaving?" Like, he's all upset about it because, like, he just got there and he mentioned that, you're still my best friend and all that type of stuff. And then Roderick Strong's trying to lift up the bed and the bed takes, like, mad long for it to lift. Like, there's a good minute where it's, like, paused. And then Roderick Strong says, "Who are you going to choose here? Because I'm all here in the hospital and you're going to go help Adam Cole. Who's your real friend here?" And Adam Cole says, "I just have to go, Roddy. I have to go." And he just kind of leaves. So it's kind of left, there's a bit of intrigue when he leaves and all that type of stuff. This was really funny stuff. Well, I'll have you give your thoughts on it after I break down the next segment. The next segment is Christian Cage and Luchasaurus get interviewed. And they talk about how they're going to absolutely dismantle Sting and Darby Allin at Rampage Grand Slam. And Christian Cage then throws out a challenge, saying that he's challenging Darby Allin to a triple threat match on Collision, where it's going to be Luchasaurus putting up the TNT title against Christian Cage and Darby Allin. But the catch is that Sting is banned from ringside. And Christian Cage almost lets it slip, saying that, it's really going to be a 2-on-1 match. But he's able to prevail and not really let that slip and all that type of stuff. So, overall, that was relatively good stuff. He also tells him on Friday to bring his Darby. He also tells Darby Allin to bring his whipping boy, referencing Nick Wayne. So, what did you think of these two segments right here? I thought they were. I actually liked them. I thought they were pretty good. The only thing I will say, the only thing I will say, it really didn't make sense why Tony Khan approved of this triple threat match, knowing the fact that it was just going to be a handicap match, anyways. But they tried to make it seem like the Christian Cage pitched a triple threat match, so that way it wouldn't sound like it's a handicap match. But I don't understand how Tony Khan didn't see what was going on right there. But What did you think?
This is a mark.
Yeah. But yeah, what did you think overall of these segments right here?
Bro, the Rowdy segment took my breath away. That shit was fucking hilarious. I like, yes, it's just a fact. Rowdy, this is the most personality I've ever seen him shown. Because
Definitely.
if you know Roderick Strong, he's more just a wrestler. But this shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
This man's like, Adam, I'm right here. I can't see you. Open your eyes, motherfucker. I'm like, all right, bro. And the greatest thing this has to be a meme. But when Adam Cole's about to leave, Adam is just he's just fucking dead. just slowly, like in my mind, the Darth Vader theme song was playing, just him rising up, just below.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bro. But that's just hilarious. The other and for the Christian segment, yo, you already know.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
You already know my boy Christian Cage, bro. The greatest, the role model of the decade.
It was awesome.
The role model of the fucking decade. My man said, homie really said, it's gonna be a triple threat match between me and you. Even though it's gonna be a 2-1, I mean triple threat.
He let that slip, and Tony Khan still booked the match anyways. Like,
I mean triple threat, but for him, alright, bro. I see what you're trying to do, bro. I see what you're trying to do.
yeah, it was good stuff. Next match was Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara was dressed in the... At this point, by the way, Ambit Riccaboni is not seen on commentary anymore the rest of the show, by the way. It's only for the first match. I should mention that.
Sammy's attire is a reference to Chris Jericho's attire back when he faced off against Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that was awesome. Which ties into the end of the match, pretty much, in the segment. And
right! Which is like, okay, that was a bad omen.
It really was, yeah.
That was a bad omen, because I'm going to be honest with you. I am all in for wrestlers wearing attires that's like a reference to either to another wrestler, to a match, or whatever. I'm all in that. There's sometimes it's a bad omen, because if you know the history of whatever he's wearing, the backstory behind it, then that should be a reference to what the fuck's about to happen. For example, back to the Ed Kingston joint, the fact that he won by a powerbomb, that's also how Kawada won his match against Masawa a few times with a powerbomb.
That's fair.
One of the matches, which I'm surprised Eddie never used this for this match. He should have did a Gonzo bomb, which is like a power bomb, but the origin of it was like a botch. So like, you know how you do a power bomb, you land on the back, right?
Yep.
The Gonzo bomb, it's like he tried to do a power bomb, but the man is dangling down and he drops him on his fucking neck.
Oh yeah, that sounds terrible.
I need to show you like a joint of it. But
yeah, you can't do it now because obviously we'll get copyrighted. But
no, like it's not copyrighted. I was going to show a gif of it, but
I would take that risk.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, so Sammy Guevara comes out. He has a rapper send him to the ring, his theme song. I don't know the name of the guy, but I think it's the guy that's on Swerve Strickland's podcast, because I recognize the guy and everything like that.
That's the guy who raps Homeboy's theme.
There you go.
So,
yeah, the match starts out. Obviously, Sammy Guevara gets the advantage in the beginning just because obviously he's faster at the moment than Chris Jericho and everything like that. Eventually, Jericho gets the upper hand. He hits a vicious DDT onto the apron. And he dominates Sammy Guevara. It made sense, obviously, just because, he was the veteran and all that type of stuff. Taz and Shivani were going back and forth. Taz was saying that it probably it would make more sense for Sammy Guevara to end the match early, obviously, because the deeper the match goes, Jericho can use his experience, which is true. But if you've seen Jericho matches lately, the longer they go, the more gas he kind of gets later on. So that kind of was besides the point.
He's old fuck.
Yeah. But I get what Taz was trying to go for. It's just not the right competitor to make the comparison to. But I did love Taz, by the way, because he has a great call after the Roderick Strong thing. He was laughing. He could not control himself when he saw that Roderick Strong was struggling to get that lift up. Like he's like that. Like he could not control himself. It was really funny. Eventually, Sammy Guevara mounts a comeback. He hits a Russian leg sweep when Jericho goes for the lion salt. He hits a really good sunset flip powerbomb onto Jericho. He actually hits the lion salt on Jericho, which was cool. I liked that. Sammy Guevara hits a really good flip dive, like a 450 type move on the outside while Jericho's standing up. Jericho does lock Sammy Guevara into the walls of Jericho. And I think Guevara was meant to counter it into a roll-up, but they kind of botched this a little bit because obviously Jericho just he didn't go over for the roll-up. He just went to the completely other side of the ring. There was another botch of the match where Jericho went for his springboard drop kick, and Guevara was supposed to catch him with a super kick, but I think Jericho didn't go over far enough or something, so he completely missed the super kick. So Jericho still had to sell it because that was the spot they had to do, and then Guevara hits a springboard DDT into the ring, and Jericho kicks out of that. Guevara gets desperate, and he goes for the lion salt, but this time Jericho gets the knees up. He was meant to hit Guevara in the stomach, but he does not hit him in the stomach. He hits him he hits him in the head. And Jericho hits a spine buster on him, followed by a lion salt himself. Jericho hits a running bulldog, and then eventually the finish is Guevara hits the GTH, but he realizes that it's not going to be enough to put away Chris Jericho. So he's about to hit the 630 onto him, and Jericho catches it into a code breaker, which was awesome. And Jericho beats Guevara. He, pins him, and Jericho wins the match. But I liked what they went for here. I liked that, Guevara got a little bit too desperate. He was too focused on trying to do the big moments and trying to go all out to beat Jericho. And Jericho just ended up winning the match and all that type of stuff. But then, we get to what happens next. Jericho and Guevara shake hands. And again, if you've seen the WrestleMania 19 match that Jericho had with Shawn Michaels, Jericho should have known with the attire. Guevara low blows Jericho, and it's the exact image, the same thing, where Jericho falls in Guevara's hands. But this time around, Guevara shoves Jericho to the ground, and John Callis comes out, as Tony Schiavone said, the biggest rat in New York. And Guevara and Callis leave together. And Guevara joins the John Callis family. I liked this. I thought all of this was awesome. The match itself was 4 stars. I thought the match was great. And I love the post-match angle. And I love the fact that they went with Guevara turning heel here. I thought that made all the sense in the world, especially with how the match was laid out and everything like that. And I like it too, because everybody was dissing Jericho. That's the whole reason the Jericho Appreciation Society broke up. Everyone was trying to convince Guevara that Jericho was going to be the one to turn on him and stuff, and it was the opposite. So I do wonder, how that's going to, if that's going to end up being a tie-in. We already see there's one member that's opposed to it, which we get into later. But all of this I absolutely loved. I always love, by the way, every time Guevara seems to get over as a babyface. Either he's a dick in real life and he turns heel, or here they just turn him heel type of thing. So I always think that's really funny when that happens. But how did you feel about this match? Do you think it was the right result? And how did you feel with everything, how everything played out at the end and everything like that? Uh-oh. What happened? I can't hear you. having some technical difficulties. All right, we're just gonna have to I'm just gonna move on.
What about now?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is that the match was alright. I didn't really pay attention to the match, but that spot between Kavara with the code breaker joint, that was really good timing.
It was.
That was really good timing. But yeah. So one thing I would say is that the ending, I'm happy he finally turned heel, which I'm fucking ecstatic for, because it's like about fucking time. This man, he is a good babyface, but I don't fucking care about him.
That's
that
fair.
much to even like acknowledge it. But at least we know he is where he should be, which is a heel. Him joining the Don Callis family, that's pretty interesting, and yeah, enough said.
There you go. Yeah, we'll get, because there's more that happens with it on Rampage and Collision this week, so we'll get into more of that later. Because there was a pitch I was going to make, and then they did it on Rampage Grand Slam, so we'll get to that. But we have a couple of backstage segments to break to talk. Oh, we'll just star rating for the match or whatever you want to do, type of thing. I give it like 4.
Alright. That's all I'm going to say.
Better Than You, Baby arrive. MJF is kind of raging promo, talking about Samoa Joe, saying that he's going to choke him out tonight, pretty much. And during this promo,
if you look on the little AEW Spark thing, that's the console bomb.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely check that out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, MJF cut to promo, basically saying that he's going to retain his title tonight. Doing this, Adam Cole gets a phone call, and basically we're meant to think something's going wrong with Roderick Strong at the hospital. He's calling Adam Cole, freaking out and all that type of stuff. We don't hear what Roderick Strong's saying. It's only through Adam Cole's point of view. And Roderick Strong pretty much says that he has... Adam Cole pretty much says that he has to go, pretty much. You know, he has to go deal with Roderick Strong. And MJF's concerned, thinking like, well, you're still gonna be in my corner later, right? He's like, yeah, I'm still gonna try to be there, but I gotta deal with Roderick Strong right now. And obviously, I think the big thing that we were meant to think that happened here was Roderick Strong potentially fibbed about the thing, because what a coincidence! It was right before, you know, the world title match that Roderick Strong had an issue, type of thing. So, you know, before I have to give you thoughts on that, we'll break down the Don Callis and Sammy Guevara backstage segment. Renee Paquette comes up and tries to interview Sammy Guevara and Don Callis about wondering why this all happened, but Don Callis says that they'll explain themselves on Rampage Grand Slam. I almost called it Rampage Collision. And then Daniel Garcia comes up, and Sammy Guevara starts mouthing off to him, but Daniel Garcia doesn't have a word to say, and they're about to get into a fight, but Don Callis pulls him back, saying, no, this guy's money right here. So, yeah, interesting that it was Daniel Garcia that stuck up for Chris Jericho here, obviously, because of the history between Jericho and Garcia from the early days when they joined the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, how'd you feel about these two segments?
It was something. Like, I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, just, you know.
It just happens.
Then we have the scariest match of the night. It's Jon Moxley defending his international championship against Rey Fenix. The match starts off in chaos. Moxley and Fenix brawl before the match goes ahead, and they brawl on the entrance ramp, and eventually Rey Fenix hits a flip dive off the entrance ramp onto Moxley. And you can tell he legitimately nicked Moxley a little bit, because Moxley's just not...
rock.
Yeah, Moxley was just not all right. Like, it takes actually a while for Moxley to kind of get his wits about him and all that type of stuff. Rey Fenix is still hitting a lot of really cool dives in the match. And then eventually, you can just tell right when Moxley gets offense, and he's legitimately pissed at this point. He starts throwing Fenix into the barricade, and when Moxley gets his... wits about him, he's like pissed. He's like got a chip on his shoulder type of thing. Eventually he hits a draping paradigm shift from the guardrail onto the floor, and Yeah, eventually Phoenix mounts a little bit of a comeback. He hits a really good splash onto Moxley, and then he hits a dive onto the outside. He hits a paradigm shift himself onto Moxley, and then Moxley hits a paradigm shift, but Ray Phoenix kicks out. And then Ray Phoenix, this is where the scary part happens. Ray Phoenix picks him up in a fireman's carry position and hits a Fire Thunder Driver, I believe it's called, onto Moxley. And Moxley clearly was supposed to kick out, but he doesn't kick out, but the ref stops his count. And obviously the commentators had to say, like, they tried to cover it up, but there was really no covering this up. Like, yeah. So they had to basically do another finish. Ray Phoenix just hits his finish again, and he becomes the new international champion, which was not supposed to happen. Moxley clearly was supposed to retain the championship here, but Moxley suffered a concussion in the match, so they had to end the match abruptly. And yeah, Moxley was just never really got to get off the ground pretty much after this. I'm not sure what was meant to happen with his international title reign. He definitely was supposed to carry the belt longer than, I think, like 3 weeks. But I thought that the match was very good. I gave it like 3 3/4 stars. Obviously, the Moxley injury is what it is. At least AEW ended the match. They probably should have ended the match when Moxley was walking in the beginning, but, the end of the match toward the end, they did give an update. Moxley was able to leave the arena under his own power and everything like that, but we don't really know update-wise what's going on with Moxley. But yeah, Ray Phoenix is the new international champion, so now AEW kind of has to book around that type of thing, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, how did you feel about this match? Because obviously it did not play out the way it was meant to play out.
I didn't think that was going to fucking happen. You know he was rocked. So like, it's Jesus Christ, bro. Like he was fucked up, bro. Like you could tell he was just not there at all.
Yeah.
Rocked. He was fucked. Like, holy shit, bro. So I didn't catch this whole match from start to finish. Like I caught like the last half of it, and my God, I really was like, what? Because I thought that was a botch, like, for the pin. But then I looked back, I'm like, this man's not moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he is fucked up, bro. It sucks because I love Mox. Mox is one of the wrestlers that I loved a lot.
Yeah.
He is my boy from day one. But it sucks to see what happened to him. This man deserves a fucking vacation, bro.
Yeah, and it sucks. He's basically the vacation that he's gonna get. He's gonna probably be injured throughout most of this vacation too. So,
yes, he needs a break.
Yeah, he really does. I even realized this too. He was probably pissed too because he was knocked out after he got dropped on his head the first time. He had to get dropped on his head a second time, pretty much. By the way, too. Let's also point that out.
Which is just kind of fucked.
Yeah, I think Ray Phoenix could have improvised a little better. Like, he should have just done, like, the splash from the top turnbuckle a little bit. But
I
again,
feel like they should have just count.
Yeah.
Like, right after the first one, that should have just been a 3, bro.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah. And now what happens, by the way, too, like, obviously, with Moxley because who knows, I feel like he's not going to be out long type of thing. He might be out, like, a few weeks. Do you just...
they did say he had to do like a concussion test to see if he has they're gonna do a test if he has a concussion or not. So I don't know if he passed it or didn't.
Yeah, but are they just gonna, like, if he did pass it, are they just gonna, like, do this match again and just put the belt right back on him? Because obviously Ray Phoenix was not meant to be the international champion, or Are they just going to keep the belt on Rey Fenix? Because, this kind of ruins AEW's booking plans. Because Moxley clearly was supposed to go on like a run with this title. And obviously, that didn't happen. Because I don't think Rey Fenix is going to have the title very long. Because obviously, he's meant to be in a tag team right now and all that type of stuff. So it's obviously really weird. Because are they just going to put the belt on like another heel type of thing? I'm not sure what's going to happen. But yeah, only time will tell. But yeah, yeah, that was scary. And then Samoa Joe's backstage, and he basically said that he's going to take everything from MJF again. Good promo by Joe. And then we had the ROH World Tag Team title build-up package that was going to happen on Rampage, where each tag team did a promo saying they were going to win the match and become the number one contenders of the ROH World Tag Team titles at Wrestle Dream. So that was that. How'd you feel about these two segments right here? I thought they were good.
They were segments.
There you go. What's like your star rating, by the way, for the international title match?
I can't do it. I can't rate it because of what happened. Yeah.
Then we had Saraya with Ruby Soho inside defending her AEW Women's World Title against Toni Storm. The match was what it was. Toni Storm was really the most entertaining part of the match. At one point, she had a new entrance here. She has like a black and white like film strip type of movie where it's like the portrait of Toni Storm. Now we never got a continuation, by the way, of that RJ City interview that they did. They just didn't do it anymore. It was supposed to be continued, and they just didn't continue it. I don't know what happened. But Toni Storm was. I don't want to say walked in this match because that was Moxley earlier, but she was not all there. She was she was pretty much crazy in this match. Saraya didn't know what was going on, and during the match, she went underneath the ring and she grabbed flip-flops and just threw them at Ruby Soho, and then behind the ref's back, she hit Saraya with a high heel, and it wasn't the finish, even though I think if you get hit with a high heel, that should be a finish, but it wasn't. Toni Storm was just going crazy. They teased that they were going to do the all-in spot where she was going to do the hip attack and break Saraya's neck, but Ruby Soho was able to talk her out of it. Eventually, Saraya has an opportunity to put her into the exposed buckle, but she doesn't take it. She, cooler heads prevail, and then eventually Saraya ends up going into it anyways. They recreate the finish of All In, where they do the hairspray spot, where Saraya puts the hairspray into Toni Storm's eyes, and she hits the, I forget what they call it in AEW, but it's the Rampage. But Toni Storm kicks out, and then from out of nowhere, Toni Storm randomly kisses Saraya, which took Taz by surprise. He was loving it. And then she hits the Storm Zero, but Saraya kicks out. I was so disappointed that wasn't the finish. That should have been the finish. And then eventually Saraya sends Toni Storm into the exposed turnbuckle and hits the Rampage on her for the win, and Saraya becomes the new AEW Women's World Champion. And when Toni Storm comes to, she's all confused and all that type of stuff. A lot of people are saying they're going to continue the storyline now and all this type of stuff, but I don't see how they continued this. This was the story. This is it. Like, I don't know what more can you do from this? This was the match and all that type of stuff. I give the match like 3 stars. I think it's because of Toni Storm. I thought she was really entertaining in this match, but yeah, how disappointed was this? This was like a feud that should have gone for like months type of thing. Months. Where they just teased a breakup, and they really rushed this feud in like a month type of thing. Like, I know it's not good to compare stuff, but imagine they did this with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. He was just out of the faction one day, and they just did the match where, like, they didn't even wait. They didn't even say this for a pay-per-view or anything like that. They gave this away on Dynamite. Like, what the hell? And I feel like they should have just put the belt right back on Toni Storm. Like, she's really over with this gimmick. I get it wouldn't really make sense, I guess, because the whole reason she's supposed to be crazy is she has the title, but I just don't think Saraya is going to be a good AEW Women's World Champion. I still thought the match was good, but I didn't really. It's one of those 3-star matches that it's a critique 3-star match where, like, I liked the stuff that was in it, but I don't like what came out of it. How did you feel about this and all that type of stuff?
This was I don't want to talk about this match at all.
I don't blame you.
Let's just skip it.
Yeah. Then we had the main event. It was for the AEW World Championship. It was MJF defending his title against Samoa Joe. MJF got a special entrance. It was like a little kid with his father, where he was like rooting for MJF to win, and MJF whispered something in his ear, and the kid looked at his father and he was like, "Dad, am I adopted?" And the dad like was all upset about it, type of thing. Like that was awesome. Bro,
let me tell you something about this shit. I was fucking rolling in my seat. That shit was hilarious. Like this was a parody of the Bret Hart joint.
Yeah, it was.
About that, but Jesus fucking Christ, that was fucking hilarious. Like Max, and just gave him his scarf.
Yeah,
just being an ultimate a baby face. Then he whispered into Homeboy's ears, and all we heard was, "Dad, man, don't." I was dying.
It was awesome.
That shit was fucking hilarious. Man, I love MJF. That like he is just he's such a dickhead.
So yeah, we have this match here. The best way I can break down this match is Samoa Joe wrecks MJF. Really, the whole match. He hits he targets his neck, and he hits a suplex onto him, a DDT, superplex on him. Fall away slam, just really targets the neck of MJF. And MJF has small comebacks in the match. He tries his body slam Samoa Joe, which I don't think was wise, but it's MJF. He's going to still try it. He tries to joke out Samoa Joe a few times, but he's not very successful at it. Samoa Joe hits a power driver on MJF onto the exposed floor on the outside. And MJF's kicking out of all this stuff. He kicks out of a Yoanagi. And Adam Cole finally shows up. He runs ringside, which unfortunately he injures himself doing this. So that's unfortunate.
Jesus Christ.
Worse than Roderick Strong, and Roderick Strong is kayfabe, and Adam Cole's just doing this stuff, as a shoot, and he's trying to root MJF on, and he's able to do so. Behind the ref's back, he hits a low blow onto Samoa Joe. He locks Samoa Joe in a choke, and the ref took a bump doing all this, and during this, MJF had his ring tape that he had wrapped around his wrist, and he's using this to choke out Joe. The ref doesn't notice this, but Joe gets choked out, and MJF retains the world title. Afterwards, Adam Cole gets into the ring, and as the ref is handing MJF his belt, MJF has to tell Adam Cole to hide the evidence, pretty much, because the evidence was clear as day, and he puts it in his pocket. And Samoa Joe's pissed about this. But he still shakes MJF's hand in respect, showing that he doesn't like what happened, but he respects MJF for it. But he's pissed at Adam Cole, pretty much. And MJF and Adam Cole, better than you, baby, celebrate, and that was pretty much how the show went off the air. I loved this. The way they went about this was awesome. MJF got over huge. It was obviously in MJF's hometown, so obviously, everybody liked seeing this. And yeah, I thought this was a perfect way to do this. And I really don't know what else to say. This was awesome. What did you think?
This was a really good fucking match, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, dog. This was really good.
Yeah.
Like, at least we could say, I feel like this show was just one big closure.
It really was.
Things. Cause you have Petty Kingston finally beating Claudio and got the respect, and then you have this. MJF finally got back at Samoa Joe for Joe being an absolute dickhead.
Yeah.
So it's just one night of closure.
Nice. I loved it. I gave this match 4 stars. No, I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was awesome. And yeah, I think it works. I was originally thinking too, Does MJF really have a babyface like set move? Because he's still transitioning into a babyface in that sense. But I think MJF's perfect as a babyface right now, where he just gets the shit kicked out of him pretty much. And
I think he doesn't have a set moveset. I think he's like Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Where like he cheats and all that. So, which is perfect for him because he's an absolute dickhead. So.
And I think this is more reason for Adam Cole to turn heel. What I think's going on here is Adam Cole is going to trying to wear down MJF as much as he can, so that way it's going to be an easy path for him to win the world title. Because if you notice, he had MJF compete multiple times at All In, and he basically is the one that caused his neck injury to happen. And then at All Out, they retained the World Tag Team titles with their neck uninjured more, and MJF gets screwed up in this match. Like he barely retained his title here. And now they have to do an ROH World Tag Team title match at Wrestle Dream. So I think this is all accommodated where eventually I think they're gonna lose the ROH World Tag Team titles. I thought it'd be a Wrestle Dream, but it's not gonna happen. We'll get to that. And we don't know the team that's eventually going to beat them. It's probably going to be the Kingdom, and either Adam Cole will join up with the Kingdom then, or it's going to be doing the world title match. It's obviously just going to depend on when. But overall, really strong episode of Dynamite Grand Slam. I was going to go A+, but I would just give it like a A-. I think obviously the thing that takes away from it is the stuff that happened to Jon Moxley on the show, and the women's world title match really didn't deliver. What would you grade Dynamite Grand Slam? I know you don't do letter grades, so...
It was a good show. It wasn't really bad. It was pretty decent, so I give it like just, 4 out of 5.
There you go. Now we have to do the Rampage Grand Slam, and I have to do this as quick as possible. Not as quick as usual, obviously, because, it's 2 hours we gotta cover, so I'll just try to cover this as quick as I can. We have the commentary team of...
I'm not getting paid enough for this shit.
You're not getting paid at all, so... but anyhow, the date would have been... if Dynamite, you said, took place the 20th, this would have been September 22nd. Because I can do math, and I can count.
God, you can do math? What the fuck?
Well, not as good as Noah, but I can do basic math, so... we had Rampage Grand Slam. The commentary team was Ian Riccaboni, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. It kicked off with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin and Sting. Good tag match here. I thought it was very back and forth. Eventually, Darby Allin reverses a pin by Christian Cage and does a pin himself. And basically, Nick Wayne distracting Christian Cage, so that's why Darby Allin...
God, Nick Wayne.
Yeah. So that's why Darby Allin was able to get the win here. This made sense considering the fact, what happened the next night. But I thought this match was pretty good. I give it like 3 1/4.
I'm going to just say this. Get Nick Wayne off my fucking screen, bro.
He wasn't on your screen. You didn't even watch Rampage, so how can you complain about that? Like,
because I kind of watch Rampage a little bit, but like, just like, bro, get this man off my screen. I bet a Nick Wayne favorite flavor of fucking Kool-Aid is water, bro.
There you go.
Fuck this man.
Did you see this match?
Yes and no.
Okay.
When I saw Nick Wayne, I just turned off.
All right. I thought the match was pretty good. I gave it like 3 1/4 stars. Then we had the mixed tag match. It was Hook, Orange Cassidy, and Chris Statlander versus Cool and Ange, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Anna Jay. This match was good. I really don't think it needed to be a mixed tag. Chris Statlander and Anna Jay really didn't do a lot in the match. It was really just a tag match. But it is what it is. Hook and Orange Cassidy got the win. Hook locked in the red one on Cool and Ange, and he passed out at the same time that Chris Statlander hit her finisher and that Orange Cassidy hit his finisher. So it is what it is. I thought the match was good. I give it like 3 stars, but I could have done without this match. Did you see this match?
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
There you go.
Oh.
Then QTV had another episode, and Johnny TV points out the fact that QT Marshall ended up wrestling at an indie show where he retained his AAA Latin North American title, whatever the name of that title is called that he has, where he retained that title at an indie show. And QTV were all happy about it. And it's revealed that next week on Rampage, Johnny TV, that QT Marshall is looking for a tag team partner. And the way that Johnny TV described it, you think it's going to be Aaron Solo, because everything that QT Marshall explains fits Aaron Solo's description to a T. But Johnny TV said that he's going to be his tag team partner. And Aaron Solo was all sad that he didn't get picked to be his partner. So, yeah, it looks like they're continuing the storyline where Johnny TV is trying to take over QTV type of thing. So, I really don't care about this. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. Not the best way I would have wanted Johnny TV to come into AEW, but it's entertaining for what it is. So, did you see this?
What happened again?
I guess he didn't see it, so I'm not repeating it.
It's just something about Johnny TV. So, well, I'm gonna be with you. So, okay, what we on again? Look, okay, wait. So we on
the Johnny TV segment where it looked like he's trying to take over QTV.
I didn't even know what the fuck was going on half of the time, bro. Especially that fucking mixed tag match. I didn't even know that was a mixed tag match.
It was, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was.
I'm terrible, bro. I'm terrible.
Then Tony Schiavone interviews Sammy Guevara and Don Callis. The reason Sammy Guevara turned heel on Jericho is that Don Callis showed Sammy Guevara that all along he never really had a family. Don Callis can be like the father figure that figure. That's what he said. Yeah, the father figure that Sammy Guevara never really had.
He doesn't need no. If you're looking for a father figure, go to Christian. What the fuck, bro?
Father of the year. So
father of the decade. I don't know what you're talking about.
Father of the century. Father of the century. So,
oh, bro, let him know.
And then I guess I don't know what's higher than a century. So, yeah. So Sammy Guevara said that he's with his new family now, and he said that Jericho was just selfish. He never really saw any value in Sammy Guevara. He was just all along he was just going to be his lackey, and Dynamite proved that. So, yeah, that's why Sammy Guevara is a heel now. Overall, that was relatively good stuff. And then Jericho runs out. He starts attacking.
Yeah, Owen. I'll be right back real quick.
All right. So Jericho starts attacking Sammy Guevara and Kenosi Takeshita. He does a good job of fighting them off, but eventually he gets outnumbered. Takeshita runs in with a chair and just starts waylaying on Chris Jericho. They beat him down. Eventually, Don Callis is about to pull out a screwdriver, and he's about to take it to Jericho's head. But then eventually Kenny Omega runs out with a lead pipe, and he sends the Don Callis family packing. And Kenny Omega, they make sort of point this out, that he didn't do this to necessarily save Chris Jericho, but it was because it was the right thing to do. Because obviously when they finally lock up face-to-face, they kind of, obviously have a little face-to-face segment. So that was kind of cool. Then backstage, Kenny Omega gets interviewed. And basically he says everything that I just said, that he didn't do this to save Jericho. He just didn't want to see Don Callis take out somebody else with a screwdriver. And basically Jericho tells Kenny that he doesn't need his help. But he said that, basically Don Callis is the bigger evil type of thing. So they're going to work together to take him out. So that basically they challenge the Don Callis family to find another partner. And it's going to be a trios match. I didn't get very far, but it's going to be a trios match at Wrestle Dream. It's going to be Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara, Kenosuke Takeshita, and a mystery partner at Wrestle Dream, which we find out who that is at on Collision. I liked all of this for the most part. I liked the fact that it's basically Don Callis' biggest nightmare, because this is the match that he put together at Wrestle Kingdom 12. It was Jericho versus Omega. Now it's kind of come back to haunt him a little bit. I do have to ask, like, again, that Zero just said, why, though? Because I was disappointed, because that does mean that all we are is just delaying the Kota Ibushi, Kenoshi Takeshita singles match. I feel like something happened. Maybe maybe they didn't want to do it in a one-on-one match. Maybe they wanted to, find a way to get Omega Jericho. I'll just say this: the reason I'm kind of sick of these trios matches, one, I'm sick of seeing a combination of these trios matches where it's Omega versus somebody. Something tells me Omega is just still feeling the effect of his injuries that he's had, because he's been doing a lot of trios matches lately. He hasn't really done a lot of singles matches, and I feel like that's why they're doing as many trios matches. And I thought Wrestle Dream was the perfect place to do Kota Ibushi versus Konosuke Takeshita, considering the fact that, it's Wrestle Dream. It fits the theme of the pay-per-view.
I'll bring back my time.
Yeah. Overall, I didn't mind this segment too much. I just thought, I like what they're going for here. I just wish they would have done Ibushi versus Takeshita instead, and then maybe done a tag match maybe with Jericho and Omega versus Guevara and the mystery partner that they end up getting. But it is what it is. When he comes back, I'll have him give us thoughts about this. But next, we have the ROH World Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. It's Best Friends versus the Hardys versus the Righteous versus the Kingdom. Good four-way here. I thought it was pretty entertaining match. Eventually, Jeff Hardy hits a Swanton Bomb on Trent, and during this, Vincent tags himself in, and he throws Jeff Hardy out of the ring. He hits a Swanton Bomb himself onto Trent, and the Righteous become the #1 contenders to the ROH World Tag Team titles. I don't mind the Righteous winning. I was kind of like, what the hell happened, though, because it would have made way more sense for the Kingdom to win. I think it's time to do that storyline where they get the ROH World Tag Team titles. I didn't really...
the Kingdom is all about the Righteous, baby. Let's go.
I don't blame you. It just seems like, though, there were...
shit.
It just seems like, though, that it really didn't... I feel like if you were gonna do this, if you're gonna have the Righteous win, you should have left the Kingdom out of this match, because it made storyline sense way more sense.
They got a job to them.
I guess so, yeah. But yeah, overall, afterwards, the Kingdom beat down Best Friends because they were upset that basically they felt like they took away the ROH World Tag Team title match. There's gonna be more on that on Collision. But overall, I'm happy that the Righteous are gonna get this ROH World Tag Team title match. They're probably not winning the belts just because of who the team they're going up against. But overall, relatively good stuff. I gave the match.
I'm gonna say this: they're not winning, but I don't give a fuck. I'm still rooting for them.
Overall, I give the match 3.25 stars. I thought it was pretty good stuff. Did you see any of this stuff? This 4-way tag match and the Jericho segment and all and stuff.
Yes, I saw the segment, and I will say this: I am mad as fuck. For one reason I'm mad about this is because one, why the fuck are we having them? Why are we having a trios fucking... No, we don't need no trios matches, bro. Look,
yeah,
I get it, okay? I get it, but this is the same shit with different people.
I know.
Like, the thing is this, okay? So we are just delaying the Konosuke Ibushi match that we needed, because it's just the fact that I was hoping I would have seen that match in Wrestle Dream.
Same.
But we're not. We're getting a trios match. No, look. If you're concerned about Kota, if you're concerned about Kota Ibushi or Kid Omega not going to be on the card, it doesn't fucking matter, because the thing is, Keenan's going to be on the card regardless. Because he's gonna be with his boy. He's gonna be with his lover. So it's like he's not getting on the card because you know, if Coda is around, Kenny's gonna be around, and vice versa. Cause I remember there was a few occasions where when Kenny won his first world IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Kota was right there with him,
He was.
and vice versa. It's like even though they might be away, they still with each other, so they're not missing out. Plus, the story makes sense. Konosuke, he beat Kenny, and now he's going after Kota. So let the match happen. Let the singles match happen. Like, what the fuck is that? What the? Come on, bro. Like, look, trios matches are fine. They're good. They fun, but I don't want to see them every fucking show, bro.
I know, especially since you have trios championships type of thing too.
You got trios championships, and now and you got a trio that's like big. You know what? You know what I give up.
And I'll say this too, like the whole reason this show's happening is because it's to pay tribute to Antonio Inoki. What better way to pay tribute to Inoki than to do Konosuke Takeshita versus Kota Ibushi in a one-on-one match? Like, you know, but
I would say
whatever.
this though. But as for the 14 match, it makes sense to win, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't blame you. Yeah,
My boy, fucking, it's my fucking boys, bruh. Vincent and Dutch Death Walks. You dig what I'm saying, bruh? I'm happy. They won the match. I was happy as a motherfucker. I was jumping for joy. So I'm like, yay. But the way he won the match was fucking awesome, though. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like,
yeah.
it's crazy because what the fuck. So it's crazy because like the fact that the way they won was it was creative. So Jeff was going to do the Swanton Bomb. Vincent sneaking like, okay, tag in, and then Jeff did the Swanton Bomb. Mr. Death himself just drags Hardy by his hair.
He did.
He gripped his ass up, but he grabbed his hair and just pulled him out the ring just for Pinson to do his swanton bomb. I was happy as a motherfucker, bro.
It was I thought Ian Riccaboni did a good job because he was mentioned in the history between like Vincent and Jeff Hardy. How Vincent, his early work in the industry, as I mentioned last week, was influenced by Jeff Hardy. I thought, because I felt like I think I talked about this. I thought Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness did a pretty shitty job of not mentioning that on Collision last week. So I'm glad that Ian Riccaboni. Again, I just wish Ian Riccaboni could just be on Collision commentating because him and Nigel were really good pairing when they were together.
They are really good pairing. But I would say this though, that Vincent, the best way to describe someone who never saw him before is Bray Wyatt mixed with Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, it really
fucking
is.
Crazy. It's a crazy combination when you really.
I know, yeah. Think about it too. I think he was originally going to be Uncle Howdy, and he was going to be working with Bray Wyatt. How crazy would that have been? That would have been awesome.
Yo, if Vincent would have worked with fucking. If Vincent would have worked with Bray Wyatt, that shit would have. It's game over. Just have Bray, Vincent, and Joe Gacy. What the fuck?
Actually, too, it was going to be Bray, Vincent, probably not Joe Gacy, but it was. If you remember, Eric Young was meant to be a part of that too. That would have been game over.
That would have been fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, been awesome. So again, I think I mentioned this. I mentioned this off air. I didn't watch Rampage live, obviously, because I had other stuff to watch and all that type of stuff. So the DVR recorded this show in parts. So this was the 1 hour main event. So essentially what happened is they tell you this is the 1 hour main event too. They say, yeah, stick around, because obviously I think a lot of people didn't realize that even though they've been saying it, but Rampage was going to be 2 hours. So yeah, just stick around. So this was the 1 hour main event, which was, I thought it was a weird choice to put this in the 1 hour main event slot, but it is what it is. So they essentially had to be, you know, basically had to kind of like stall for time a little bit. They recapped the first hour of Rampage Grand Slam, and it was just it was a thing. They've never done this before when they did Rampage Grand Slam, so I don't know why they did this, but
I find it hilarious how they have to split this into like two different time blocks for a cable. But I'm gonna say this is not the first time shit like this happened, because for those who don't know, MLW is on TV.
I didn't know that actually.
For Underground, and what they do, if you watch MLW on TV, they have 2 blocks. They have one for Underground and the other block for like a recap, which is actually pretty dope in my opinion. Well, the recap is like a recap of Fusion and etc. But yeah. Which is pretty cool.
I have to check that out.
It's on Reels. So.
Okay. And do I have Wheels? Oh no, I have to check. But so they did a Mike Santana promo where he talked about how he looks forward to debuting as a singles guy tonight type of thing, which is good. This is a good promo. It was really weird. It was oddly placed though, because they put this promo here, but he doesn't even have his match until like much later in the show, so I don't know what was going on. But the first match of Hour 2 was for the AEW World Trios Championships. It was the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass putting the belts up on the line against the Dark Order. Good match. I kind of fell asleep during this match a little bit just because I think I was I was getting burnt out from watching 2 hours of, well, essentially 4 hours. Actually, I think I was on hour 3 at this point. And this is where Rampage just kind of starts to, But overall, it was still relatively good enough. Eventually, the Acclaim win when I think it's Anthony Bowens does the Famouser and Matt Castle does the mic drop, and they retain their World Trios Championships. Billy Gunn disappeared from this match for like a while. He was laid out for a while. Like, I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, overall, really pretty good World Trios Championship match here. I thought we kind of rushed this feud a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to continue or what, but they didn't really have any more altercations on Collision or anything like that, so we'll see. I thought the match was good. I gave this like 3 stars. I thought it was good stuff. Again, I think I was just getting... I probably would have liked the match a little bit more if I wasn't so burnt out from watching Rampage Grand Slam all day. So what did you think of this?
I really did not care about this match. Because like I already know that the Acclaim gonna win. So it's like too good to be true. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, there you go. Then we had Sky Blue versus Julia Hart.
Rest in piss.
Yeah, this was good stuff. Julia Hart made Sky Blue tap out with like a Winds of Saturn type of move, and then afterwards, she goes to attack Sky Blue some more, and then Willow Nightingale ran out to make the save, and Sky Blue, just took off. They tried to make it seem like that, Julia Hart planned this out type of thing, but I don't think she was gonna. But it didn't. I don't know. It didn't really seem that way. I thought this was good stuff. I feel like Sky Blue is being done dirty. It seems like the only time she ever gets a push is when AEW goes to Chicago. Other than that, she can never seem to buy a win or do anything. I know you're gonna say, well, she does a lot of stuff on Win of Honor and all that type of stuff. Why is she doing stuff on Dynamite? Like, I feel like Sky Blue could be a lot better. And every time I see a Sky Blue match now, I'm just like, yep, here comes those pictures now. Here comes the AEW freaks type of thing. I shouldn't even say.
Like, whenever they see Sky Blue, whenever they see Sky Blue ass, they're over here like
a whole bunch of turbulence. A whole bunch of turbulence.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Clapping cheeks. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Oh yeah, it was especially too because they love Julia Hart for the same reason type of thing. So it's like
Julia is just. I like her for a different reason, because she actually has something in her, which I fucking love. She's not no happy-go-lucky cheerleader no more. She's over here like an absolute menace.
Yeah, I thought the match was good. I give it like 3 stars. I think I was still burnt out. By the way, let's also talk about this too. Technically, this was a 4-hour show. There was only 2 women's matches the whole show. Only 2. That was it. Only 2 women's segments, only 2 women matches, you know. Every time it seems like AEW is going to push that women's division, they take like 5 steps back. It's just great. How did you feel about this, you know, this match right here and everything like that?
Rest in piss to fucking Sky Blue, bro. Julia had to do it. She had to represent the fucking house. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Fucking Julia,
Brody King was ringside. Malachi Black wasn't there. I don't know the reason for that. I'm pretty sure Buddy Matthews wasn't there because him and his fiance. Well, his fiance had to go to Australia anyways, obviously, because WWE. You know.
about the Elimination Chamber there.
Yeah, so they had to do some promotion work. So I think that he just went with her to take a vacation and all that type of stuff because they went to like the football game there and all that type of stuff. Which is why we haven't seen you know. Rhea Ripley on WWE the past few weeks. They're doing promotional work in Australia. It's kind of weird though because obviously Buddy Matthews has no promotional work to do, so he's just chilling over there. So it's a
He
thing.
just represented his wife, but it's fucking
Well, fiance. They're not husband and wife yet.
fiance.
So
But they're going to be regardless. But like, I respect that though.
yeah.
But
But
yeah, I've been meaning to tell you. Around 4:20, I have session, which is gonna be like 5 minutes. At the talk to my psychiatrist, so it's gonna be like probably like 5 minutes. So
okay.
Can you pause it?
Yeah, I can.
All right, thank you.
Um.
So, anyways, let's continue until that time.
But then Bullet Club Gold have a backstage interview with, or not really an interview. It's more of a segment where they just hype up the match on Collision with Andrade Alidolo. That was good stuff.
Goofy ass.
I'll tell you this. They do it. I don't know if you follow AEW on Instagram. They do this really hilarious video on Instagram. I should send it to you when I get a chance. I forgot to.
Alright.
Where basically they do like a parody of Creed Arms Wide Open, where they're just sitting along to that song, where Austin Gunn's just sitting about the fact that he doesn't have a nickname, and the rest of the members of Bullet Club Gold come in, and they're just, you know, because if you listen to that song, you can't understand a word that the band is saying, so they're just like saying making a bunch of random noises in tone with that song, and you know. Juice Robinson said they're gonna have the fans vote, but it's on like this like service. You can't even get like it's like an old school app about what his nickname's gonna be, and he's upset about it. And at one point, it's actually Jay White that is the one that has me laughing on the floor, which you wouldn't even think so. But he actually says, "I am so sorry," and he says "sorry" in the tone of the Creed song. Like, I'm gonna send you this. When we have to take our break and all that type of stuff, because
Alright.
it's truly epic. It's like, I don't know if do you have Instagram, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I'll have to send you, because it's awesome. I love this comedian. I think I was very critical of Bullet Club Gold, but I love Bullet Club Gold now. Why the hell did New Japan not exploit the comedic gems of Jay White? I'll never understand. Well, I sort of understand it because that's not the type of wrestling company that they are, but they made a mistake not, because Jay White, I don't know why. He's a funny dude. I don't know how the hell he became so funny. I don't know if he just realized he could just be funny now type of thing, but he makes me laugh sometimes, but it's awesome.
It's just Bullet Club Gold being goofy as shit. It's like it is the funniest. I swear, like they got a cardboard cutout. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's awesome. Then we had Mike Santana versus I almost wrote Bronson Reed by accident, but it's just Bronson. It's just Bronson. But yeah, this match was what it was. It was just there, just to kind of get over Mike Santana. He's a baby face. I didn't think he would be a baby face, but he is. I thought he was a heel because his vignette screamed heel, but he's just a baby face. He wins with a sit-out powerbomb. Good stuff. I thought Bronson should have put up a little bit more of a fight. I didn't really think it made sense that it was a squash, because if you look at the size of Bronson and you look at the size of Mike Santana, it's kind of like, I feel like that's really not believable that like Mike Santana kind of jobbed him out of nowhere, but you know, it's what it is.
I mean, I want you to understand. back in WWE, the Great Khali was a jobber, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Great Khali couldn't even walk though, so
Yeah, but still, man, he's like fucking huge, and they having this man job out, bro. So I'm not surprised.
But then an interesting thing happens. Ortiz is standing on the stage, and Ortiz, obviously the big thing is, Mike Santana recently said that, he felt like there was a crutch holding him back. Well, you can kind of understand who that was a reference to. So they kind of meet up with each other on the stage, they're mouthing off with each other, and Mike Santana walks off, and Ortiz, obviously is upset about this. And, holy crap, they're going to do business together.
That surprised me.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I was not ready for that. So this is crazy because they don't like each other.
I know.
But they are willing to do business, which is fucking awesome.
We should commend them for this, by the way, just because, as of recently, there's been people that didn't like each other backstage, and they didn't want to do business together. So Ortiz and Santana, I really got to commend them because they're going to now they have a chance to actually get themselves over and make some money despite the fact that they don't like each other. Like, I commend them for this, that they're going to do. They're willing to put their differences, I shouldn't really say aside, obviously, because obviously they still have to feud, but they're willing to basically just say, yeah, we don't like each other. Let's just make some money out of this type of thing. I respect that. How do you feel about this? The fact that they're willing to put their differences aside to basically feud.
I love it. Why can't the Elite do this?
I know. Yeah. So this is gonna be great. It sucks they started it on Rampage. I will give it a little bit of a pass because it wasn't
happened on Collision.
I will give it a little bit of a pass because it was a big episode of Rampage. Because at least it was a Grand Slam version of Rampage. But they should have started this on Collision or something. I hope they don't just exclusively keep this on Rampage because that's
not.
Yeah, because that's too hard of a feud to just leave there type of thing. But the match between Mike Santana and Bronson, I'll give 3 stars. It just kind of was there to get over Mike Santana. Then we had the main event. We have Heyman Adam Page and the Elite. Well, sorry, Heyman Adam Page and the Young Bucks challenging the Mogul Embassy, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony for the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. This match was great. I liked it a lot. It looked like the Elite were going to make short work out of, the Mogul Embassy. But thank God Swerve Strickland came out because we would have seen the fastest Rampage match, I think, in the history of Rampage.
Funny story about that one, right? For that part, there was I saw this on Twitter and Instagram.
X.
Once, well, fuck you, but but once the lyrics to a Swerve song hit, there was a massive pop for Prince Nana.
There was.
That shit was so fucking funny. This nigga, the moment he started dancing, there was a massive pop, which is funny as shit to me.
Again, I think we talked about this in our private thing on Discord. We need a dance-off between Prince Nana and Daniel Garcia. Not just any type of dance-off. This needs to be a best-of-7 series type of thing.
Yes, it needs to be. But, I would say this is, for that, I don't mind them doing that on Rampage. Because it's just something goofy shit, but it'd be fun.
Yeah. Best-of-7 series, and I think they need to use the Collision theme song as the music for the dance-off because it would fit that theme so much. But yeah, even though Swerve Strickland comes out, he's not able to stop the momentum of Page and the Bucks long enough. They still end up winning the titles. Page gets a roll-up in on I think it's Brian Cage, and they become the new ROH 6-Man World Tag Team Champions. And Swerve Strickland was standing right up, like he was watching this happen, and you could just tell he was annoyed about this, but he had to basically put a poker face on to show that it really didn't bother him and all that type of stuff. But you could tell that it kind of bothered him a little bit about the fact that, the Mogul Embassy just lost the ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Championships. This is what doesn't make sense though about AR Fox being ousted from the faction, because this was a bigger screw-up than what AR Fox had happen to him, because they just lost their championships. And Swerve Strickland's not over there kicking them out of the faction or anything like that, so I don't know.
Then again, he did get fucking rolled up by a goddamn 8-year-old, so
that's
kind of fucking embarrassing to begin with.
But yeah, I can't say the Hun Bucks anymore because they're not allowed to use that name anymore. But Heyman, Adam Page, I don't know why that is, but they're not. But Heyman, Adam Page, and the Young Bucks are the new ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. This is very significant because they were the first ROH World Six-Man. I don't think they were the first, but they were the longest reigning ones, and they were like the ones that helped like establish the titles and all that type of stuff. Because I think there's other people that have held the belts before them, but they were the ones that really launched them into the stratosphere type of thing. And they were like, their record was about to get broken. They had not, like, I think if they had not won these titles, I think the Mogul Embassy were going to break their record. So, I thought this made sense, though, just because, like, one, if you want to get subscriptions up to Honor Club, it makes sense to, start to put the championships on Heyman, Adam Page, and the Bucks. They have Eddie Kingston now as the ROH World Champion. I just think they have to start showing up on Ring of Honor. They can't just put the belts on them and then they just never show up on Ring of Honor. I think they have to show up on Ring of Honor to, I'm gonna be pissed, by the way. I subscribe to Honor Club and then they just never show up on Ring of Honor. That's such a wrestling thing for me to do, like type of thing. But yeah, overall, I thought this match was great. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it furthered. And I think Swerve Strickland made a mistake, by the way. He should not have motivated Heyman Adam Page, because ever since Swerve Strickland got in his ear, Heyman Adam Page, he's back to winning championships. Well, he's not back to doing it by himself, though. He's kind of teaming up with the Young Bucks again. So maybe Swerve Strickland still has a point. I'm not sure. But I don't know if you saw this match. How did you feel about this match and the fact that we have new ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champions? And how do you feel that ROH is getting some love now? We have Eddie Kingston as the ROH World Champion, and we have Heyman Adam Page and the Young Bucks as the ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champions now.
The only part I'm happy about is the fucking Eddie Kingston joint. But I don't, it doesn't bother me that the Elite now is a 6-man champions. I just want to know, what was it worth it?
There you go. But yeah, we have to take a pause here. Because it's 4:20. I didn't even realize that. So we'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. So he did what he had to do. Now I could have just graded Rampage while you weren't here. I didn't think of that, but whatever. I'll give Rampage like a B-, maybe like a B, solid B. This show was a little bit boring, I thought there were moments I just kind of like those matches that could have been left off the show. The Rampage did not need to be 2 hours, but it was. So I feel bad for the fans. They were sitting there a while. They probably left at like midnight.
They sat there for 4 hours, bro.
I know.
What the fuck?
But
like, holy shit.
Let's get to Collision. Collision took place on September 23rd, 2023. We had the code open. They hyped up some matches that were going to happen on this show. They hyped up I'm trying to remember what they I know they hyped up the Texas Death Match.
I just realized something, right?
What's up?
I feel so okay when we was talking about to fans, right? And how like they basically sat there for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
This wasn't even a pay-per-view.
No, it wasn't.
This was just television.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo. Oh my god. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll be pissed. Well, cause like what's crazy? One of my friends, he was there for Grand Slam Dynamite. I don't think he stayed for a Rampage, but that cannot be me. That can't be me, yo.
I mean, I told you this before. I don't know if I'll mention it again. There was one time where it was like the early days of Rampage, where you know, my uncle and I went to AEW, and you know, when we went, I think we had like a big hurricane the day before and stuff. There was no power or anything like that, and a lot of people left and stuff. And during the Dante Martin Matt Sydal match, when somebody kicked out of a move, someone yelled in the crowd, "Come on, it's 11 o'clock!" Because they just wanted to go home. They wanted to go home. Like,
I remember you telling me that. That's funny as shit.
And at least here, though, there was stuff worth staying for. The only thing worth staying for on that show would have been Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, and they got that match out of the way. They still had to sit through that match, and then they had to sit through Abaddon versus Dr. Britt Baker DMD. And I told you I was not staying for Dr. Britt Baker DMD. You could have paid, you could have paid me $1,000 and I wouldn't have stayed. So.
That would piss me off. I would be mad as I'm.
Yeah. But yeah, they did some, code open stuff. They showed promos building up the TNT title match and the Texas Death match, which was awesome. Then they did the code open. Then we had the first match on the show. It was the TNT Championship match. It was Luchasaurus defending the title against Darby Allin and Christian Cage.
Oh, you said Christian Cage. You know what?
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Let's go. Get my boy Christian Cage.
I forgot to mention for commentary, we had Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness on commentary.
Oh, fuck me.
So I guess your father's not doing well because, Kevin Kelly was on commentary.
Kevin Kelly was on commentary. That should ruin my day.
But anyhow, I'll let you know, I forgot that Christian Cage wasn't the TNT champion during this match, because usually I write down who the champion is, and when I was writing it down, I wrote that Christian Cage was the TNT champion, because I forgot, because he comes out with the belt every week. I forgot that he wasn't even the champion. So
guess what, though?
Now he is.
Now he is.
Let's talk about that first. So the match starts off, Darby Allin throws powder into the eyes of Luchasaurus, and he gets a big stout of offense in. He just really starts going off. He goes to town onto Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, but then eventually Luchasaurus throws him, and again, Collision set was the same thing as the Rampage and Dynamite Grand Slam set, where the entrance ramp was directly towards the ring. And this was a disservice to Darby Allin because he got thrown from the entrance ramp into the steel post. This dude does not care about his body at all.
He does not.
Christian Cage and Luchasaurus just destroyed Darby Allin throughout the rest of the matchup. At one point, Luchasaurus is about to go for the win, and Christian Cage is just like, nah, we gotta hurt him more, we gotta beat him up some more, type of thing. So then he has, Christian Cage has Luchasaurus go out and grab like a weapon or something. And then while Luchasaurus is outside the ring, Christian Cage tries to get the pin and win the TNT title for himself. And that was awesome. And I love what Nigel McGuinness, how he basically explained this. He was just explaining that Christian Cage was just trying to, get Darby Allin to exert more energy and all that stuff. Like, that wasn't what was going on right here. Like, come on. Like, but Darby Allin does get a little bit of a comeback in. Eventually, Luchasaurus then lays him out with a clothesline, and he finally gets to touch his TNT championship. This was like the first time he's touched his championship since he won the championship. It was the first time he held his belt. And Christian Cage forces him to put it in his hands, and he does so. And then eventually, this ends up being his undoing because Darby Allin runs in. He blasts Luchasaurus off the head with the TNT championship and follows it up with a coffin drop on Luchasaurus. But Christian Cage throws him out of the ring. And Christian Cage pins Luchasaurus and becomes the new TNT champion. There was a kind of a bit of tension right there between Luchasaurus and Christian Cage, but Luchasaurus puts Christian Cage on his shoulders, and Christian Cage is partying about the fact that now he's officially the TNT champion. This match was awesome. I loved it, and I loved the angles that came out of this type of thing. And I think we're gonna have a slow breakup of Luchasaurus and Christian Cage now that this has happened to Luchasaurus type of thing. I thought this was awesome. How did you feel about this?
I dig it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm happy. Like, what's fucking hilarious that I find really funny as shit is just the fact how they now put the title on Christian.
Yep.
Which is funny as shit because it's like he's been holding the fucking title, can call him champion, but then now he's actually the champion.
I know.
I find it hilarious. Like, it's mind-boggling to think about. And it's just the fact how he's finally the role model we needed the whole time.
Yes.
Let's fucking go.
But then backstage, he gets interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and Christian Cage is really happy about being the TNT champion. He said now he's ready to move on from Darby Allin. He had his one shot and he lost. But then Tony Schiavone reveals that Tony Khan was not happy with the way this match happened, and not happy that basically Christian Cage worked the system. So there's going to be a final encounter between Darby Allin and Christian Cage, and it's going to be a 2 out of 3. It's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match at WrestleDream. And what I loved about this is Christian Cage doesn't even let Tony Schiavone finish his sentence before he leaves. He doesn't even let him really announce the match. Like, are you kidding me? And he goes to look for Tony Khan to go rant about this. But if the match is official, they can't turn back on it now type of thing. I don't know why Tony Khan was so mad about this, though. He booked this match knowing that this could have happened, so it's only Tony Khan's fault. But how did you feel about this
That's his fault, bro.
Yeah. How did you feel about this backstage?
How dare he do this to a father figure?
Yeah. How did you feel about this backstage segment here and the fact that doing a 2 out of 3 falls match now for the TNT title?
He doesn't need the fucking match. He doesn't need the fucking match, bro. Why? How dare he do this to our father figure?
I know. Father of the century right there. Like, you know.
For real. Like, how dare you?
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. I meant to send you that Instagram post, but I forgot to, but whatever.
Yeah.
But anyhow, next match was Hook and Rob Van Dam versus Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic Matt Menard. Decent little tag match here. It was really a showcase for Hook and Rob Van Dam. Yeah, that's fine. Eventually, Jake Hager, who was ringside, runs into the ring, and this was basically done so that way Rob Van Dam could do like the Van Daminator spot pretty much, because they wanted to get that spot into the match. And then eventually Rob Van Dam hits a 5-star frog splash onto one of the guys at the same time as Hook has the submission on the other guy, and afterwards they pose together. And there's a good image online where it mirrors the same pose that Taz and Rob Van Dam did together when they were in ECW, so that was kind of what this was. I was kind of hoping they were going to do something where, like, they were going to set up a future FTW title match between Hook and Rob Van Dam, but that's not what happens here, which is a shame. But it is what it is. I liked this, though. It was good that RVD got to wrestle in his hometown. And it's good that we're going to see more of Rob Van Dam in AEW. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff. I'll just keep going, and he can give his thoughts on it when he comes back. So, Eddie Kingston does a promo. This is more of a continuation of the exclusive that was online. But he challenges Kazuchika Shibata to a match at WrestleDream for both the New Japan Strong Openweight and ROH World Title. Basically, both belts will be on the line at WrestleDream. I think that match is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see it. Then the Dark Order have a vignette. I didn't like it. I feel like we're going backwards with the Dark Order. I think it's time to end that faction because there's really no reason for it to be a thing anymore. So it wasn't good. Then the Kingdom do a promo. They're upset with Best Friends because they feel like that they took away their opportunity to challenge for the ROH World Tag Team titles. And they said they're going to put it into them next week on Collision. So that match was made official. We had Kiera Hogan versus Julia Hart. Yeah, all in all, this was pretty much a squash. It was supposed to be Willow Nightingale, but they said they did a segment off air where Julia Hart took out Willow Nightingale, so she was injured. I'm not sure what really happened, but whatever. Julia Hart squashed her, and then she went to a further attacker, but Sky Blue ran out, and she stood behind Brody King. She got misted pretty much by Sky Blue. Oh no, Julia Hart Blue missed into Sky Blue's face, and then afterwards, Brody King and Julia Hart threw out a challenging Chris Statlander for the TBS Women's title at Wrestle Dream, which that match was made official later in the show. So I like the fact they're doing that match, but I feel like they kind of rushed that match. I feel like they could have saved it for a future show, but you know they needed a women's title match at Wrestle Dream, and that's the match they chose. Then the Righteous have a video package where they pretty much talk about how they're going to take the ROH World Tag Team titles from Better Than You Bebe. So that's going to be good stuff. Then we had an awesome match between Jay White and Andrade El Idolo. This was very back and forth. A great match right here. Eventually, behind the ref's back, Juice Robinson hits Jay White with like a clipboard or something. And this allows Andrade El Idolo with a clipboard. And this allows Jay White to hit the Blade Runner on him for the win. And Jay White gets the victory here. But I like the way they went about this. I thought they protected Andrade El Idolo in defeat because obviously Jay White had to cheat to get the win. So I thought this made sense. I don't know why they didn't just save this match for Wrestle Dream. I thought that would have made a lot more sense. But whatever. But it's good, still good stuff. Ortiz does a promo pretty much talking about how, Mike Santana has been lying about everything that he said to him, and he said that he's going to pretty much take him out. Then Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty did a promo backstage talking about how everybody, is downplaying the feud that him and Keith Lee had, when everyone knows the history pretty much, or Keith Lee himself knows. He talks about how he stayed loyal to ROH while Keith Lee took a contract by a millionaire, and he basically says that next week it's going to be Keith Lee versus Lee Moriarty. I'm not a fan of this. I feel like Keith Lee could be doing a lot better than this. It's just a waste of Keith Lee's time. I feel like Keith Lee needs to be feuded with like a Powerhouse Hobbs or something like that, but it's not happening. So then we had the AEW World Tag Team title match. It was FTR defending the titles against the Workhorsemen. Aussie Open were on commentary for this match. Mark Davis really didn't talk all that much. It was really Kyle Fletcher that did most of the talking. Good tag title match here. I liked it a lot. Eventually, FTR win with the Shatter Machine. Afterwards, Aussie Open cut a promo talking about how a year ago they faced FTR, and since then they've achieved a lot. Even though they lost, they've been champions everywhere they've been except for AEW, and they said that they've been on a rough patch as of late, and they want to show that they're still the best tag team in the world. And FTR begs them pretty much to bring out that version of Aussie Open. So yeah, that match was made official. Well, it was already official, but now it's pretty much official that it's going to be for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. So there you go. Then CJ Perry gets interviewed. She talks about how she looks forward to looking for future clients and said that she's really not sure what's going on between her and Miro, but she said she hopes things work themselves out. And Miro comes up and said that he's happy to see CJ, but he's not happy that CJ's a distraction. He thinks that she's trying to get use the temptation to distract him from his ultimate goals. And CJ basically asks Miro that if he really truly cares about her, that he won't go after any of her clients that she manages. But Miro just walks off. He doesn't really answer any of those questions. So I don't mind this, I guess. I just wish that they would just put CJ and Miro together because that's what everybody wants to see. I feel like we're just kind of delaying the inevitable. I kind of hope that's where it ultimately ends up, but it'll be interesting. I'm not sure who CJ's going to get to be her clients. I would like Powerhouse Hobbs to be one of the clients. I think that'd be awesome stuff, but I don't think Powerhouse Hobbs needs a manager anymore. I get he's not really the greatest on the mic, but, I kind of hope that, things can happen. Then it shows a video package on Wrestle Dream. And then, we had the main event. It was the Texas Death Match between Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson. Obviously, when Zero comes back, I'll talk about this. We were really worried when this match was announced because obviously Bryan Danielson is pretty injury prone now, obviously, just because, he does these wild matches and gets injured. See the Kazuchika Okada match and all that type of stuff. But I thought this was about the safest possible Texas Death Match that he could have had. I thought Ricky Starks was the perfect opponent. This match was absolutely violent. They brawled in the crowd. Eventually, Ricky Starks crotches Danielson onto the barricade. He hits a really good dive. He completely misses Bryan Danielson, though. He barely got him. Eventually, Ricky Starks uses a chair, and he attacks him and works over his leg. Eventually, Danielson gets the win, though, where he hits a Psycho knee with a chain wrapped around his leg, and Ricky Starks is unable to answer the 10 count, and Bryan Danielson wins. And that was pretty much it. I thought they would do something where Zack Sabre Jr. would have interfered and cost Danielson the match. That way Ricky Starks could get a big win, but that's not what happened. So, it's interesting to see what happened there. Fantastic match right here. I really enjoyed it. Danielson, you could still tell his shoulder is still injured. But, it is what it is. Awesome episode of Collision here. I'm giving it an A. The only thing I really didn't care for, obviously, was the Julia Hart squash. I could have done without that. Everything else I thought on this show was relatively good. That's pretty much the end of Collision. I'll just announce what the cards are for next week on AEW while I wait for Zero to get back on here, and then we're just going to have to buy time a little bit. Maybe I'll have to pause the video, but we'll see. Let's just start by talking about I have to get the card up for next week's AEW content because it's a big week next week. We have it's the go home episode before Wrestle Dream, which I can't believe it's already here. I thought we were gonna move on from it, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But let me find the matches coming up for next week. Trying to see if I can find next week's stuff. Okay, upcoming events. So this is for Dynamite this week for September 27th. We're going to have a contract signing between Heyman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland where the Elite and Mogul Embassy are banned from ringside. So that would be interesting stuff. We're going to have Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart since it was unable to happen on Collision. We're going to hear from Better Than You Bebe. Probably going to talk about their ROH World Tag Team title match. And then we're going to have a four-way match between Penta El Zero Miro, Matt Jackson, Orange Cassidy, and Austin Gunn. This is to hype up a four-way tag team match where all these teams are going to do this. That's basically all that's announced for Dynamite for next week. Other stuff that's announced.
Yo.
What's going on?
My bad. So, you ran down...
Dynamite.
What? No,
Oh yeah, I went through all.
Collision.
I went through all the Collision, so I'll just run through just run through the card for next week's shows, and then I'll have you give quick thoughts on Collision. So.
All right.
And then for next week's Collision, I'm trying to find the card for it. The website for AEW is not the best to navigate through sometimes. So when you're trying
Garbage.
to, So I'm trying to find the next week's card for Collision. Okay. Next week's card for Collision is Best Friends versus the Kingdom. Andrade Alidolo versus Juice Robinson, and that's all that's announced so far. They'll probably announce more on Dynamite this week. Okay. And then Wrestle Dream, the card's been updated. We'll probably be doing predictions next week on Spark. We're gonna have Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., Swerve Strickland versus Heyman Adam Page. Officially now it's for the AEW World Tag Team titles unless FTR does another open challenge. It's going to be FTR putting up the titles against Aussie Open. A 2 out of 3 falls match for the TNT title. Christian Cage defended against Darby Allin. Chris Statlander defended her TBS Women's title against Julia Hart. Better Than You Baby defending the ROH World Tag Team titles against The Righteous. And we're going to have a fatal 4-way match for the... where the winners will get a future shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles. It's going to be the Young Bucks versus the Gun Club versus Orange Cassidy and Hook versus Lucha House Party. Talk about a random match put together. And then other matches on the show. The Trios match, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi versus Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, and Konosuke Takeshita. I forgot to mention that on my Collision review that... Don Callis made him his partner type of thing, which makes sense, I guess.
Wait, who was the partner?
It's Will Ospreay. Is going to be the partner. So we get to see Will Ospreay again. And then we have, we have Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay on the show, and they're not having the... You would think they would want to, do the third match in the trilogy, but I guess not. But the other match on the show is Eddie Kingston defending both the ROH and the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship against Katsuyori Shibata. So that's going to be awesome stuff. All right, so anything you want to say about Collision before we do some plugs and all that type of stuff?
All right, so the Hook Rubber that match I didn't even give a fuck about. So skip.
That's fair.
Julia Hart and Kiera Hogan, rest in piss to Kiera Hogan because of Julia Hart literally just tapped that some bitch out. Then Jay White against Andrade, I kind of want to see more of because that was actually really not bad.
Yeah.
The FTR taking on against DPW's own Workhorseman. That match should have been longer, and let me tell you something. Big niggas can fly, bro.
Yes, they can. Yeah, they can.
That moonsault was fucking crazy. But yeah, I want to see more Workhorsemen anyways. Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks, they tore that base. This was the match I did not want to happen. Only because it's a Texas death match, so it's risk of injury. I don't want Bryan to injure himself because I want that match against him and Zack Sabre Jr., which should be the main event. It has to be the main event.
I think it will be. I don't even... Though MJF's not defending the world title, and there's no other big match that can really main event other than that
so
match,
this has to be the main event, bro. Yeah, well, wasn't there a segment?
Yeah, there was. There was the Eddie Kingston promo where he challenged Shibata to a match at Wrestle Dream.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah, and then there was the Dark Orders vignette they had. I don't know what that was. I couldn't even tell you what that was.
That was a fever dream.
Yeah, it was. And then the Kingdom's promo where they challenged Best Friends to a match next week.
I don't care.
And then the Righteous video package.
This shit made me feel like I took that segment made me thought I took shrooms.
Yeah, I really can't.
Like, this shit was so dreamy. I was like, "Oh shit, this man was spitting."
I can't agree with you because I've never taken shrooms before, so I don't know what.
I never took shrooms either, too, but I did have some edibles before, and
yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna be real with you. If I took some and I was high as shit, I would watch that promo and I'd be like, "Yeah, spitting, bro, let's go."
Yeah,
Death walks. You dig what I'm saying?
I sometimes wonder if Vincent's on shrooms or something, like with what he's been saying lately.
That
like
man, he just Vincent just yaps. he just talks. Like it makes sense, but also I just be like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
I know. I never. Yeah, And then what else was on Collision that you missed? The Ortiz promo where he was calling out Mike Santana for a fight. So pretty much
That gonna be fun.
yeah. And then we had Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty where Shane Taylor was kind of calling out Keith Lee, and it looks like we're gonna get that match might happen next week on Collision is Keith Lee versus Lee Moriarty. So
Alright, bro. Lee versus Lee.
yeah.
How about Shane Taylor?
Yeah.
That's supposed. What the fuck's going on? But anyways.
I think they're wasting Keith Lee. That he could be doing so much better stuff than this, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but yeah. So,
and I'm also sick of because Shane Taylor threw a reference because he stayed loyal to ROH when Keith Lee went and worked for a million. I am so sick of those shots. Like, what was Keith Lee supposed to do? He was stay in ROH that was dying at the time. Like, what was he supposed to do? Like, oh my gosh.
I mean, he could have done the PWG.
Yeah, but it's not like Keith Lee was. Well, his NXT Black and Gold one, if you remember, was awesome.
Pretty good.
So it's
it was pretty good.
I don't know.
But I would say this though. This is probably just me. I think those shots mostly is just them because the thing is that I get where they're coming from. Like, you just abandon us.
Yeah, but isn't Tony Khan?
But at the same time, it's like they want to go to do bigger, better things.
Yeah, but isn't also Tony Khan a millionaire? Like, isn't he did the same thing? He did the same thing pretty much.
Thing with that is that Tony Khan's a fucking wrestling mark. So
That's
basically,
true.
he's a mark for indie shit. So that's something different. Meanwhile, McMahon wants sports entertainment, and they basically do not reference any other indie shit, and they basically restrict the wrestlers to certain contracts so they could just only be loyal to them.
I will say this though, I don't think Vince McMahon personally hired Keith Lee. Obviously, it was obviously William.
Of course not.
Let's be. So I don't know what.
Triple H mostly.
Yeah, Triple H and William Regal. So what are you talking about, Shane Taylor? It's not like he. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what this.
But I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, and then CJ kind of she finally got a name this week. She's CJ. She doesn't have a last name yet, but she's just CJ. Where she basically was kind of. It was the backstage thing with her and Miro type of thing. What did you think of that?
They was basically saying that Miro, why the fuck you here, bro? Why you here?
Well,
And then shit but I haven't been doing anything with the fucking business for a while, so I want to be a manager again.
yeah.
And if you love me, I want you to not fuck on my clients, bro.
Miro didn't answer though. He didn't give a response. He so
The whole segment is just like this. She Miro's sit your ass back at home. She's just no, I want to get back in this business. Then basically what they're saying is that I want to get back in the fucking business. I want to be a ballet again. And if you really truly love me and care about me, don't fuck with my goddamn clients, bro.
And Miro didn't answer. He just walked. He just walked away afterwards.
Yeah, it's just god damn it, bro. You about to cuff me again.
Who do you think?
Back in WWE when I got cuffed.
Yeah.
Right,
So who do you think? She'll get as a future client type of thing? Because obviously that's gonna happen soon.
If it's Hobbs, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
I would like it to be Hobbs, but I don't think Hobbs needs a manager. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna do.
Hobbs good by it. Hobbs good by himself.
I mean, I get he's not the strongest on the mic, but I think he's good enough where he doesn't need a manager type of thing.
Part of me thinks it might be Sami Callihan because he about to be a free agent soon.
Ooh, okay, that'd be interesting.
He'll definitely machine himself. But
oh my gosh, I'm so. I don't know if I want that though. I'd be worried for CJ's safety if she got Sami Callihan as her man.
Sami Callihan's a wild nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
A wild dude, bro.
I'm so scared. That just scares me thinking about it.
If we get Sami Callihan in AEW, they have to bring back the fucking team of Callihan and Mox, because they used to be a team.
Callihan and who?
Mox.
Yeah, maybe he joins Blackpool Combat Club or something.
Sam Callahan's too wild for that shit.
I know.
He will destroy. He will be a fucking.
Oh my gosh, Willa Yuta would get absolutely.
Switchblades. Okay. So their team was actually called the Switchblade. The Switchblade Conspiracy. It was Callahan, Mox, and Gacy.
Oh, okay. I wish Gacy went to AEW. He'd be used so much better. I don't really like Gacy anyways, but it's probably just the way he's being used in WWE. I haven't seen his work pre-WWE.
I'm sorry, but Gacy's fucking stick in WWE. I fucking love it for no reason.
Oh, there you go.
It's so goofy, but it's also pretty cool too.
He doesn't have.
He went from a generic woke guy to a whole cult. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, all right, man. Crazy right now.
I'm set by the. So yeah, that's basically it for Spark this week. Probably the most chaotic. It's either this one or the episode where we had to cover the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match. We were really all over the place in that one because that episode of Dynamite was. Yeah, but like. I'm gonna send Noah this episode of Spark when it goes up. When he sees this episode of Spark, when he sees this episode of Spark, he's gonna be like, why did I leave this show? I feel like he'll be like, yeah, I gotta come back. He's gonna be like, yeah, I gotta come back. Like he's gonna feel like he feels like he probably left the show to like, you know, I don't want to say die, but I feel like he's gonna watch the first 20 minutes of this show and he's gonna be like, what happened?
What the fuck y'all talking about, bro?
And then you have to leave at one point. Like, it's just like, oh, it's all like, yeah.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? But yeah, so, yeah, that was Spark, unfortunately, for all y'all. But, yeah, so let's get to the plugs. Let me do mine first because I did have to say something. So, for my plugs and all the other bullshit, I will say this. PW, I think the next PW there's gonna be 2 shows this week for PW. One is the Universal TV where it's basically just matches and to hype up the final event of September, which is PW's September to Remember, most likely by Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah. But also coming up after September to Remember for PW is the Autumn Tour, which is basically the tour during the whole autumn season, which will culminate with the Ultimo Gala, which is basically my second biggest supercard that's going to be for PW, which is, you know, the Gala. Who doesn't like a good Gala? So yeah. And for the color TV side, Frontline is going to host their biggest event, Everything or Nothing, and that show is 2 hours and 48 minutes. I nearly lost my fucking mind making this shit, especially the editing. Like, it's nice. But at the same time, it's like this is about to be something fucking special for me because this shit was pretty fun to do. And,
yeah, I hate to tell you this though. When you said yeah, because that's CAW league stuff. WIW when it comes to the length, they did an 8-hour show one time. That's the longest show.
What I meant by a longer show, I meant for me, like.
That's true.
From my creation, it was like one of the longest shit I've ever fucking did. It's ridiculous, but I know y'all. WYW, why the fuck y'all gotta have like an 8?
Because that was the year WrestleMania was 8 hours. They wanted to show that they could do an 8-hour show better than WWE did, which they did do that. But it's like, it was. I had to watch I didn't watch those shows back to back, but it was like a week apart from each other, so I watched 2 8-hour shows, in the span of 2 weeks.
Y'all guys are wild for that shit, bro.
Yeah,
that shit was wild. Good show though, but
yeah,
shit, I was stressful.
The only knock against that show is I booked in a match and I took the loss in the match. Like, I got laid the hell out. Like,
oh, fuck, bro. It's like, yo, stop. But yeah, so like that's what's going on to my side. It's pretty, it's gonna be fun. And the zero weights a tournament. I'm debating whether to do it during the autumn tour or afterwards, which is probably going to be by, because I know I want the gala to be at, will the autumn tour attend a gala end the week of Thanksgiving, because who doesn't like to end things on a Turkey Day? So yeah. I also made an announcement on my point of view little thing I did on my channel, where there's gonna be a concept. Well, there's gonna be a show I'm going to do for PW, which is basically known as the Battle Royale, which is basically my version of the Aztec Warfare.
oh, okay.
Chaos.
Yeah, because I remember the Aztec Warfare matches were chaos.
So that's my plugs. You got anything to plug?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to plug.
Oh God,
it's gonna be a crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy week this week. So, well, we got nothing tomorrow now because obviously schedules didn't like that. And then I have a couple of retros I'm doing this week. To hype up for No Mercy. I'm going to be doing No Mercy 2002. I think that's gonna be Friday, where it's gonna be Chris Dodd and I covering No Mercy 2002, and then the day before on Thursday, Chris Dodd and I are going to review NXT Roadblock to get an NXT special out of the way, which is very significant now because that's the last time Dolph Ziggler got a world title or any type of really a big push in WWE before he was just fired this year last week. So yeah, it's very significant. And again, they'll be recorded. Spring Breaking will be recorded Thursday. That will probably be up Friday. No Mercy will be recorded Friday. That will be up Saturday. WWE Aftershock will be recorded Saturday. That will probably be up Sunday. And then AEW Spark for next week will be recorded Sunday, and that will be up Monday. And then, yeah, we're going to be doing a WWE Aftershock covering No Mercy, and then the shows following that. We might do an extra Tuesday. Well, we have to figure that out actually because I don't know because I have to work Monday. But you're gonna see at some point a WWE Aftershock extra covering No Mercy, and then an AEW Spoke covering just Wrestle Dream. That's gonna be hard though, so we'll figure it out. And then WWE Aftershock covering the Go Home Week of Fastlane, and then WWE Aftershock covering the extra covering just Fastlane, and then there'll be an AEW Spoke in there covering the AEW week post AEW Wrestle Dream, and then you're gonna see a retro covering a Fastlane. I don't know what Fastlane yet, but there'll be a Fastlane covered. Chris Dodd's probably going to pick that one. So, and I have a feeling, I'm just going to guess it'll be 2019 because he likes the Shield and the Shield reunite on that show, but it may not be. And that's like the Shield's last big pay-per-view match before Mox goes to WWE. So, there you go. Actually, I think it's Mox's last WWE pay-per-view match because he doesn't work Mania. So
yeah, it is.
So there you go.
Like his last match was in a house show.
Yeah, that they put on the network. And then that's pretty much everything. And then on the Talkinator, my cousin and I will be reviewing Red versus Blue. That will be recorded tomorrow. I don't know when it will be up. Where we're gonna cover the miniseries Recovery 1. We're gonna try. We won't obviously get to all the Red versus Blue reviews probably until the last season airs, but we're at least going to do it. We have plans to do it, but again, wrestling's just so fucking crazy. We have no time to do anything anymore, so, topic, we'll just say, and then the wrestling rundown now, like we said, is going to be Oh, that's gonna be October 8th. It's gonna be on the show on the show on the Sunday after Fastlane. I kind of forgot about that for a second too. And we'll be covering the current stuff that's going on in wrestling. And then we're going to be Zero's got his own spin. We're all gonna do our dream wrestling cards. I don't have the thing in front of me right now, but there's a ton of things that we're gonna be doing. But you're gonna see that.
It's basically just gonna be like some entertaining bullshit with us.
Yeah. So, we're gonna structure it. I think we're gonna cover the Cohen stuff first. I would recommend we probably save the Cohen stuff for the end because I have a feeling, as you saw with the last rundown, it took us a while just to get through the Cohen stuff the last time, and we have more stuff to cover this time around. So, we'll figure it out. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. And since it's being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.